Hello there. My name is Sloan, aka Art Plebe, and you're watching Strange Hungers on Total Party Kiss. Strange Hungers is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition horror campaign. It details the secret history of the infamous Fulcrum Expedition, and is played in the homebrew world of Senelji. Join us as our characters venture deep into an icy wasteland and discover the secrets of the chaos at the borders of their world. Please be aware, this campaign includes themes of body horror, trans and queer experience, religion, violence, and loss of agency. As such, viewer discretion is advised. Now let's meet our players. Kiara is an Aasimar Warlock Cleric multiclass and is played by Pooja. Pooja is an attorney and TTRPG player, writer, and streamer. You can find her on Twitter at Pooja and on Twitch and Instagram at Poojabberwocky. Barden is a half-orc barbarian and is played by Shan Benian. Shan is a freelance illustrator and comic artist whose work has been featured in the Adventure Zone Crystal Kingdom graphic novel and the Alleyman's Tarot. You can find them on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at AnonBDraws. Owesh is a snow elf wizard and is played by Sarah Chafee. Sarah is a TTRPG content creator and performer. You can find them on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok at SarahIsCoffee, also everywhere else on the internet. Tazriel is a tiefling orc rogue and is played by VJ Harris. VJ is a platinum best-selling DMs Guild author, as well as DM, TikToker, and writer. You can find him on Twitter and TikTok at VJHCreations. Matthias is a human paladin and is played by Sloan Smith. Sloan is a stream producer, graphic designer, and TTRPG performer. You can find them on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok at ArtPlebe. And finally, Strange Hungers is written and DM'd by Alex Teplitz. Alex is a writer, game master, and TTRPG designer. You can find him on Twitter at Alder_Mancy and on TikTok at Aldermancy, as well as creating games on Ko-fi and itch.io at SwordGhost. Once again, our content warning. This stream will feature content including body horror, trans and queer experience, violence, religion, and loss of agency. Safety tools are in place for our players, and we can stop the stream at any time in the interest of their safety. Thank you so much for tuning in. And now, on with the show. Hello.
Hello, and welcome back to Strange Hungers. Last we left off, the expedition party traveling from the edge of Valkyrie onto the Kastad archipelago left behind the crew of the Guild Star and the friends that they had made and made their way into the woods. They travel with 2 arkrams, 2 goats that were purchased by Kazriel, and a cart found by Matthias. It's slow and steady going as they move through the sloping valleys, snow-covered over hard-packed ground, through pine trees, seeing in the distance as they travel with their companions Vice and me, and of course the horse that they acquired from the persistent Fire Knight, Petra Utaya. They see ahead the massive shape of a serpent's head, a gigantic stone creature towering above them. I also do want to say, both for our viewers and for my cast, we are now in the wastes, and we are using some rules that make things a little bit more difficult. So each combat that we fight in the waste, just generally, I will give you guys a warning, does have the potential to be more dangerous. This isn't to say that the combat you might be facing or encounters you might face are all necessarily lethal, but it does mean that enemies you encounter might have certain kinds of boosted statistics, certain extra abilities that you might not be used to even for a standard stat block, that kind of thing.
How very interesting.
Okay.
Our DM letting us know that we might fucking die.
Yeah. I'm ready. Listen, I'm ready. Wish stares up at this big old fucking thing and then turns to Matthias and says, "Is this a regular landmark of your journey?"
Yes. I've passed by it many times. If that's what you mean by regular. There aren't multiple of these, is what I mean. But there are other landmarks that are similarly, grand.
Any idea what caused it?
Alex? Do I know what this
history
came from?
check.
Yeah, bitch!
Barden is listening intently to this conversation because she's just like, giant snake.
Fuck. Oh. I rolled a 12, so that's a 10.
I forget that you get negative.
Oh, Matthias Markart. It's okay, a 10 is the DC. You're in the waste. It's not too hard to know the main story of the Stone Serpent. It is said that a creature was pulled in to the Valkyrie Wastes from another plane, and it was so inimical. Is that the right how you pronounce that? Like the opposite of its nature?
I don't know. Antithetical?
Antithetical.
Yeah.
Antithetical would be a good one, yeah. So antithetical to its nature that the creature froze to stone as soon as it was pulled here. So
Shit.
legends tell of some kind of fire serpent that was quite literally swimming through a sea of flame and then was pulled in somehow during a period of time, probably thousands of years ago, when this entire area was purely frozen. And as the serpent was pulled through, it melted some of the ice around, forming the kind of archipelago bay shape here, but also froze into the ground itself.
Shit. I will relay that information.
As Matthias does, Kiara's head pops out from behind Barden, and she goes, do I need to worry about being frozen into stone?
How antithetical to your nature is this weather?
I mean, I'm steaming right now, so I would say pretty.
You don't look mad.
Okay, well, if I start turning to stone, help?
I mean, we've got a wizard.
There are ways
They'll
to
look after you. It's fine.
there are
You'll be
ways
fine.
to help that specifically. So
Turn you to
Okay.
stone?
yes,
Oh.
hopefully we
Plenty of
don't encounter that.
creatures in the wastes produce unique poisons, but also unique, I don't know, properties in their
Antidotes.
skin or fang or yes.
God, Christ.
But Awish stares up at this thing for a while, then looks at Matthias and says, permission to take a closer look.
Yes, of course.
Anyone else want to come with me?
Kind of,
We can all
yeah.
go closer. Best to travel in a group.
Before I,
What
Not
about
the
the
way
carriage?
I'm going.
What?
Kiara leans into Barden and is like, "Is that what we're doing now? We're asking for permission to do."
I think it's maybe just a nice gesture that Awish is taking, so I think we should take,
Oh no, I'm a role model.
Oh no, I'm a role model.
I never
Because your
wanted
daughter
this.
is here. Your daughter is here. You're being good.
Kiara just has this expression on her face.
Look, just roll with it. Roll with it. Just let it happen.
Awish will
Tasriel,
reach.
wait.
Oh,
Tazriel,
gonna-
what are
I
you
was
doing? Well, this is
I'm gonna
happening.
say
Yeah.
that Awish was gonna reach a hand out to Tasriel, actually.
Oh, yes,
Oh yeah,
please.
no,
Go
Taz is
ahead.
about to, because Taz has just been sitting on the back of this thing. It's just gonna get up and walk over to Oasis. When they ask us, would anybody like to join?
All right. I've never done this on someone else before. Well, strictly. You'll feel a slight pull, probably. Are you ready?
Yes.
And Awish uses their at will to cast fly, but then
Oh.
also casts fly on Tasriel. And Taz,
Oh.
have you had fly cast on you before?
Never.
Okay, so this would not feel, you would not feel how different this might be to the way that it would be cast by someone in the Raj. I don't know if they are able to do that in the Raj, but it feels different. What you feel is not so much a like, ooh, I have wings, I can fly, but rather that for one moment, gravity is completely flipped and you begin falling into the sky before your brain kind of catches up with what has been done to you and kicks into gear, and suddenly you are arrested about 3 feet above the air, and you find that you can control this gravitational pull in some way, but it feels not like you are floating or flying into the air, but rather that you are altering what you need in order to fall in the way that you would desire.
Okay. I think there's like I think as that happens, I think because like you're right next to him, you can see like the panic in his eyes for a second as his brain's not catching up. But to anybody that's like not right there, he looks fine. He looks like he's taking it in stride, and then he's just lowering himself, shifting, flying through the air, just kind of getting his bearings.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and fly is concentration, so I'm concentrating.
Oh boy.
All right.
I think
Okay.
Barden's also gonna go. Is there enough places to climb? Because spider climbing maybe.
So, where you guys are right now, you've been approaching the head of this serpent. You're continuing to move as you're talking, so the head of this serpent, as you approach, just kind of dominates up and out through a copse of trees, these very tall, thick, snow-covered pine trees. The head of the serpent looms about 80 feet in the air. If you want to try and climb it, you can definitely do so. The scales are stone, but you can definitely tell it's not quite frost covered, but it would be a very difficult climb.
And we float up to it.
I'm gonna climb.
Okay.
I think before I go, like Barton's going to turn to Kara and be like, I mean, when is there another time that you're going to say that you're on top of a giant snake? Do you want to go on my back?
If you can carry me, yes.
Just hook your arms.
Okay.
Like a
Kiara backpack.
I was going to say koala, but I was like, huh.
You are very strong.
During koala.
Now, them's the rules.
No, Kiara's gonna backpack.
Yeah.
I'm not great with heights.
That's that
Listen,
generational
I know she's
trauma.
Not my blood. I know she's not my blood. However,
it is a bit of a difficult climb, and with carrying someone on your back, even you who are very strong, Barton, you're going to be making that with disadvantage. And
But I do have my changeling ability to climb.
you do have the changeling ability to naturally climb off surfaces,
Well, that's
right?
my
'Cause you have the-
barbarian. It's my barbarian part
Oh.
of the beast. I can do that, baby! I can just
Oh, I
climb.
completely forgot.
It's basically
Yeah.
spider climb.
All
Except
right,
it
since you're
doesn't go
carrying
away.
Kiara,
I can just do it.
you're sticky.
I remembered
You've
it.
got little, you've got little sticky.
Yeah, I remember describing it just like little spidery hairs.
Oh my god.
It's cause you're
Yeah.
a bug.
Probably doesn't feel good.
So in that case,
Some crap on someone's
what
face.
is Kiara? I'm gonna ask you to make an athletics check.
She's on my back.
oh,
Okay.
Yes,
well,
but Kiara
I'm
has to
gonna-
hold on.
Kiara's gonna be like, okay, don't fuck this up, and guide herself.
I'm just imagining Barda like takes the coat off very quickly, gets Kiara on her back, puts the coat back on for extra keeping her on.
Athletics.
Yes,
Oh
athletics.
no. Oh no. Okay.
That's
Let's
the
see
thing
what
you're
guidance is gonna
sensitive
do. Oh, okay, that's better. So that's it was a 13, but then it became an 11.
Okay, an 11.
Because
Now,
I'm a
Barton-
-2.
Oh god.
There's no danger of you falling, but you cannot hold someone onto you while you're also climbing. So, at about 20 feet in the air, Kiara, you find your arms straining. You are having trouble holding on.
Barden's going to work. I can't hold on.
How far are we up? Sorry.
20 feet.
Hold on tight. Quickly shifting down. Shifts into
Okay.
novel, and the tail is wound around your waist.
Oh.
Can I
All
do that?
right.
Is there anyone-
I'm
You're
still strong. I'm still strong, baby. My clothes are a little bit less fitting, but
That's true. Your tail is fairly strong. It is tough to say that your tail is strong enough to carry a full-grown woman.
it's
But
wound
with
around
Kiara-
my waist as well as hers, like a rope.
All right. I'll give you another athletics check, Kiara, for the next 20 feet. You're not just going to immediately fall, having
Okay.
failed
No, no.
your check.
All right. That was an 18 on the die. -2, so 16.
Okay. You make it another 20 feet up. You're about halfway up now, and the height is dizzying. It's 40 feet. Looking down, you can now see the carts and the goats and the horse, and Vice and Neve looking up at you from the ground. Matthias, are you going to climb at all, or are you just going to watch?
No, that's all right. I'll stay down here.
Are you gonna stand like this in case Kiara falls?
He is watching carefully, keeping an eye out.
Do you-
I also wanted to see if he wants to like keep an eye out and take a look around and see if there's anybody here besides us.
Okay. Give me a perception check, Matthias.
He's gonna fucking look. He's gonna listen.
Yeah.
He's gonna taste the air. Flick his tongue out.
Vice sees you do that, and her fork
Lizard
tongue-
man.
She tastes the air. Okay, 19.
Okay. There is underlying the fresh air, the cold around here, there's that like crisp scent. There is kind of a musty scent. At first, you think maybe it's the goats, but it, like looking around, you also have a pretty good eye for tracks. This is a well-traveled path. You note that it looks like the path that kind of winds under the Serpent, as it is wide and branching. It looks like it might have been traveled recently by a larger party who were not just traveling with humanoid feet, but like a number of cattle or animals that have passed through.
Oh, okay, so it smells like animal shit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How old? Like, can I tell? Well,
I would say not too old. This is like, the path might be snowed over, so this is recent tracks of animals.
is it currently snowing?
Within the last day. No, it's not currently snowing.
Okay. All right. Well, he keeps an eye out, and is certainly going to try and watch and make sure if somebody falls, he can help somehow.
Awaish and Tazriel, you ascend up the 80 feet to the head of this serpent. This is a unique construction. It has a number of sort of thin draped whiskers that come from a long scaled snout, as well as these like long tufts of stone hair that kind of branch out around and down like a mane. The jaw is massive and unhinged. I would say it's nearly 3 times as tall as both of you. Just the head alone, you can see through the open mouth these long, sharp teeth. Unique in that they're not really curved. They're like very straight and set in multiple rows, almost like a shark's mouth. So like one set and then kind of an inset underneath. The eyes are narrowed under thick furred brows, and the pupils are kind of glossed over, like they're made of a different material. You float up and in front of the head.
Any initial impressions?
I think as you ask that, Taz is like pulling out the dagger, just a regular dagger that he has, and kind of getting closer to the eyes and like seeing if any of it like scrapes off or not. Yeah, seeing and then like, what is this?
You have a proficiency with the jeweler's kit, Tazriel?
Oh, yeah. Actually I do. Because of the thing.
Make us stuff out of a giant snake scale.
Excellent.
Scale armor. It's just like one scale on your chest.
4th game. That's it. Yep, that's why I have jewelers.
Nice.
Excellent. All right. Proficiency with set of jeweler's tools allow you to add your proficiency bonus to any ability checks. You can make an investigation check. If you're not proficient, you can add your proficiency bonus. I believe you are proficient already, though.
Yes. Expertise, actually, with investigation, so this would be fine. 20, not natural.
Okay, excellent. I don't have my Tasha's Guide with me, but there are some unique rules in Tasha's Guide, the D&D handbook, that allow you to use artisan tools in unique ways. And I believe the jeweler's tools allow you to, I think, know how to break things particularly well. I'm not sure if you have that book next to you, Sarah, but we can grab it in a second.
I can grab it.
Suffice it. Yeah, you want to grab that?
Yeah. I have to get a tissue
Thank
anyway.
you.
This works.
Proficiency in breaking.
But proficiency in breaking, I think that's what it is.
Breaking and entering.
No.
Everything.
While you're looking, while Sarah's looking for that, would you give me one more athletics check, Kiara?
Yeah.
Noble's just like, we're going to be fine. Everything is fine as they go up.
But I like it. But I'll do it.
What just got revealed? Sorry.
No. Kiara's making another athletics check.
Oh, okay.
13.
Saw scared faces, and I was like, oh.
I'm assuming I can't guide myself multiple times, right?
You can guide yourself on this
Yeah.
one.
Oh, okay. Well, then she would have. Okay, well that's
I'm looking
good.
up jeweler
because
skills
that's
proficiency,
nine-
Alex. Sorry.
Yes. That's what you're looking up, Sarah.
This,
And that was a 19, Kiara?
Yeah, because I got a 4 on the d4. 19 minus 2, though, so 17.
17. Okay, excellent. As you are clutching around Novel's thin frame underneath you, feeling the strange tail wrap around you, the strength in your arms is giving out. This is not something you are used to holding on for nearly 10 minutes while someone is climbing up a structure. It's cold and you're uncomfortable, but as your grip starts to slip from around Novel's like neck, you feel two thick, warm, furry paws press your hands together like you're being wrapped from behind in a massive furred hug. You're not holding on, something is like holding on for you, which is the manifestation of your guidance helping you as you call out to your friend. And as Novel finally kind of like crests up over the head and the angle of it shifts so you're able to like maybe get some footing underneath you, you feel the furred arms just kind of like move away and off of you, and you can stand on your own 2 feet.
Are you okay?
In her head first, Kiara's like, oh, thank you. And then
Careful.
we'll say, I'm not. I know I've been practicing with Matthias, but I'm really not good at being strong.
Was that at Novel?
Yeah, that was at Novel.
You know, it takes lots of practice. I know that other people have to practice, so it is fine. You know, I'm sorry if you felt unsafe. I did not want you to be. I just wanted to share this with you.
Glad I'm here, but also next time maybe we should use ropes for me.
Yes, I'm so sorry. I did not ask if I could use my tail. I should have asked beforehand. It is probably very strange. I think Novel doesn't quite turn back yet because there's no one here, but just kind of like darts in to kind of brush their cheek against yours and just like, I'm glad you are safe. Okay, I'm
All
going
right,
to.
what are we looking at?
The view. Come.
All right,
Just grabs your hand and like actually quickly buckling stuff up so they can walk in their pants and just. They are probably like, you know, like a kid in like their parents' coat. That's probably what Novel looks like right now with the giant coat because it's meant to fit Barden. So it's just like a huge fluffy coat with a big hood. But yeah, we're gonna drag you go to the edge to look over.
Okay. Back to Tazaril, and it turns out that was in Xanathar's guide. Thank you. Back to Tazaril. Jewelry kit. This is not made of stone, but it rather seems to be made of some kind of glass material. It's very, very hard. Using your jeweler's kit, you identify that it seems these eyes are diamond. And these are not, like, they're inset into the stone, but they're, like, soccer ball size.
Alright. Can't get the full thing, but, Hey, cleric, you want a present?
I was gonna say, are we just looting?
But no, Taz is looking at this, like has the jeweler's kit out on him, and it's just scraped something like a little bit of it off or something. I think this is diamond.
Is it now? Oesh is going to take a closer look. Fuck, I don't have detect magic prepared. Wait, God, I love being an Order of Scribes wizard. I'm
I was gonna say
going
find
to-
Kiara because it's at will for her.
Oh yeah, that's
Is
right.
it?
Yeah.
Warlocks.
Oh, and Kiara's up here. Okay, I was
Warlocks.
gonna use I have a feature that once per, I think, long rest, I can cast a ritual spell as if it were just a spell I had prepared. But yeah, let's get Kiara in there. And while I'll call over for Kiara, and while we're doing that, I also want to take just a look at these. And make my own Arcana check on them, I'd say.
What information are you looking for in that check?
So I love loot. We know this is very true. But I also I'm both aware of danger and trained up on stories of large creatures coming to life when something is done incorrectly. So what I'm trying to see is all of this is stone or this very intense thing, but these are different. Does tampering with these in any way affect what appears to be a very magically instituted construct?
Gotcha. You're looking for potential runes or symbols or the after effects of magic having been cast here before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or if,
Okay,
like,
yeah, give me an Arcana
you know,
check.
you fucked with what you should not fuck. Now it wakes up and wreaks havoc on you all, you know?
Yeah. I'm
In
giving you
flower language.
Arcana looking for concrete symbols more than just
That makes
a
sense.
general vibe
Yeah.
check. So.
That would be very fair. I should stop using this die. That is a 26.
Okay. Wish, the nature of the diamond construction here, these are perfect spears. They're
Mhm.
not like, they don't have any man-made marks or anything like that. And it does look like a very, very faintly around the eye, like they might have been have been removed before. Like there's little scratch marks and things, but it
Mm.
hasn't affected or dented the eye at all. Even as Tazra like tries to scrape a little bit off with just a knife, you're not going to be able to get like
Yeah, the
diamond
only thing that can fuck
powder.
with diamond is a diamond, so.
Yes. You do think it's likely. You don't see any effects of magic having been cast here before, but your gut check is wary. If something has tried to get these out before, there's probably been something that's prevented them, or it's just incredibly difficult to do so.
Mm-hmm. These may not be our prize to claim. Let's get the cleric to take a look at it.
The cleric.
Kiara, you can walk up the head
I was like,
now.
who's
and you see
calling Kiara?
Awaish-
I wanna
Awaish
know
and
who's
Tazriel
calling.
are
Oh, I did
floating
call
there.
you over.
Oh, you did?
before I
Okay.
made the check.
Yeah, so Kiara will come over. And
Yeah, we're just floating very spooky in front of the eye.
There
T-posing.
There are two sets of horns that come back from the skull of this creature, like this, so you can walk your hand along the double
okay.
horns.
Yes, that's comforting. Horns.
Yeah.
So Kiara will hold on to them and move forward. And Kiara is used to seeing gems inlaid into
Yes.
architecture, and that's specifically a feature of the temples, but also personally, as Pooja, I'm just like, oh, remember when the Brits came to India and took all the gems out of the walls, and then just fucking pieced out with them?
Yep.
Yeah. So, that's some colonizer shit.
No.
But Kiara will cast Detect Magic.
All right. Kiara, you do detect there is some abjuration magic that seems to be focused on these glass eyes. These diamond eyes.
I think there's definitely something protecting it. There's a reason why they're still here.
Noted. I have no desire to bother something that doesn't want to be bothered to the point that it would resist.
And I do have one diamond, and I think Kiara's gonna also, just for like kind of like a size comparison, because like Kiara has one diamond worth 500 gold. So she'll pull that out. We have this already, so we're not completely without.
Judging by the size, Kiara, between your diamond, which is, it's not like a big stone, right? It's like a tiny diamond that you can pitch between two fingers.
Yeah.
Size diamond, worth 500 gold. One of these would easily be worth at least 10,000 gold. Easily.
Hey.
Makes sense. People would want to take them.
But also, it makes sense why they would want to protect them. But I'm more curious as to who left this here, and where where did these incredible diamonds come from to start with?
Good
That they were
point.
just able to leave them here.
Down on the ground, Vice is looking up at the two hovering and the two kind of like far in the distance on the skull, and then says to Matthias, I just realized that your party has decided to interact with the first thing we've come across while leaving the two veterans on the ground.
I mean, if it was going to be anything, this is a good option. At least we can still see them.
Yes.
But I do think it's an indicator.
Do you think I should tell them?
No.
Okay, I want to see what happens. I want to see how smart they are.
He's just silent.
And with that, I'm going into the mouth.
Okay. Alright. You float inside the mouth. Novel, you see a way disappear from view.
Novel is
And
drawing. Novel is drawing from like all the snake and drawing the view from up here and just like, there are you going?
To be clear, I did say that for joke 'em up comedy. I will and am willing to go into the mouth,
Oh.
but I want to explain what I'm trying to do that would take me into the mouth if necessary. Which is that trying to answer Kiara's question, am trying to establish the origin of this thing, perhaps how old it is. And if that requires some mouth caving, I'm into it.
Sure. You don't need to make a check for this. As soon as you float closer towards the mouth, you can see that there's like space inside it. You can easily fit between the teeth. Like I said, this thing is nearly 3 times even Tazbril's height with its open jaw. But it looks like there are things inside the mouth. Like there things, if you want to just go look at them.
Sure. I cast Prestidigitation to get a tiny bit of light. But yeah.
Alex,
You
just
can
a
see
really
these
quick
two,
thing.
Yeah.
Taz is going to follow away before going in there because he's very much thinking, what if this thing closes down? Is going to set up the mine thing with everybody in case we get separated. But
Okay.
yes, follows Oation.
All right. You two can see within here, and I'm also going to say, in a second, I'm also going to give, since you said you're sketching Novel, you a perception check to look at the landscape around, since you have a great vantage point. I'll give you that in a minute. But within here, Oash and Tazrael, there's a wide, fairly open space where you can see through the teeth back towards kind of the ocean. This thing is facing away from going like deeper towards the archipelago, so you have a great view behind you where you came from. It looks like a number of people have made camp inside this creature's mouth. You can see like ashes and things, like a campfire has been set up in here. You think the warmth would radiate quite well. people wouldn't really discard packs or things, but you see the residue of food having been eaten here, like, a few scraps, as well as there are some nests, like just small bird nests that are set between teeth towards the back of this thing. There's this like thick musty scent as well. And then farther towards the back of the throat, there are just some small things that seem to be hanging within the throat, like these little black bundles.
Little black bundles within the throat?
Yes.
Cool. Oish looks at those and then looks at Tazriel and says, "That looks like a trap."
Yes, it does. Give me a second. And is going to is gonna get close enough so that like he's got a clear look of like the area around it, but it's not like if he's assuming it's like kind of, because he doesn't know what he's looking at, so he's assuming it could be a radius thing, it could be like a tripwire thing, and using his like roguish, stealthy, kind of knowledge to be like, okay, I'll come right here, which is close enough for me to like see what I'm looking at without maybe trying not to trigger it, whatever it is, but does want to investigate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tazriel, as you approach, does a 9 hit you?
Oh, there it is.
No, Alex, it does not.
Okay. Oish, does a 14 hit you?
No.
All right. You move closer to investigate, and well, like you're floating. You're not.
I do not move closer.
Not Oish. Tazriel
Okay.
was looking.
Okay.
These black bundles in a second burst open, and then flying out past you, a swarm of bats, like out of the throat.
Cute.
Like through the mouth, Matthias and Vice and Neve on the ground, you see just like what seems to be black smoke at first, and then a swarm of bats fluttering out and down. Both of you just like, they move through your space, kind of like small claws just kind of scratching at you for a second, but don't cause either of you any harm.
I reach out with a mage hand and try to catch one.
Leave the wildlife alone. Leave the bats alone.
You trying to Ozzy Osbourne this?
I have a friend. No. I'm making friends. What do I have to do?
Familiar.
Dexterity check.
Oh, that's bad. I think today especially that's cocked. Let me check. Yeah. Okay. Ouch. Well, normally it's an 11, but I roll with disadvantage, so that was a natural 20. I wasted it on trying to catch a bat. Anyway, that's an 11.
You do not. These bats, first of all, get a natural 20, but you try and catch a bat with a mage hand, and they fly out past you quickly. I will also say, realizing that they're bats now, bats have blind sight, so no stealth check needed just to know that you're there as you move within the space.
All right. We
Are the
could go
black-
deeper.
Ooh.
The black
Okay,
bundles
so-
are gone. They were
Okay,
bats.
okay. Yeah, I was making, okay. If we could go deeper. I think now the black bats have gone, like I think Taz would like float over until he like sees the like throat start and curve. Like how does that look? Like how far? Like does this look like a like
You definitely could go down within it. There is an opening, but it's not like a smooth opening. It's kind of rough as well, like the folds of a throat. If this thing was carved, it was exquisitely well carved. But if the story's true, it does look like this was once a creature. Like there are bumps on the tongue. While you two are investigating, Novel, as you're looking out at the landscape, do you want to give me a perception check with advantage?
Yes, I will. Da-da-da. Also, just in between sketching, just sort of patting at the scales, like. Ooh, okay, that was a nat 20, so a 26. I don't think I could do better than that, I'll be honest.
I am very concerned that this many natural 20s have been rolled and we're not fighting anything yet.
Just don't tell him. I don't think I need to roll again.
No. With a natural 20 novel, looking around, you get a really good sense of your bearings. This is going to carry forward to the next travel roll that you make.
Drawing a really
either
rough
you
map
guys-
of the.
Yeah, you can draw a really rough map. You actually kind of get a sense now for the way that Matthias has been leading you guys. He's been navigating you pretty expertly to stay like fairly close to the coast. You can see the path winding like very narrowly through the woods. It looks like you are closer to what I would say the kind of like north-south, more like the southwestern edge of the actual archipelago. The Serpent is closer to the coast than the majority of the archipelago behind. You can see mountains far in the distance sloping upward. You guys are traveling upward towards the main body of the continent. You can see a number of ships just like out on the horizon in the distance on the actual Kvekdal, as well as it seems like there are a few larger ships that are kind of stationed almost in, it's not really a bay, right? But it's like the water on this side of the archipelago. A number of these thick, dark, almost metal-looking ships from where you are. They just seem to be kind of anchored in place here, huffing up smoke.
Have I seen
These are
metal
not
ships
ships
before?
like you've. I don't think
No.
you have seen metal ships before.
Have I heard
These
of
are.
those? Would Siren have mentioned them at any point?
Siren has been on metal
Politically.
ships.
Or at least
These.
as a story.
The crafting of a metal ship requires a massive forge, and those forges are quite rare. So I think maybe Uarnal Bara
Yeah.
has been working on some of these, like the materials you would need to make metal ships, but you've never seen one. It's not something your family would have been involved in.
No. But definitely notes it down.
Yes. And with that, you don't see any kind of signs of like combat that's been happening recently. No like swaths that have been cut through a forest, like something big has been, moving through. There doesn't seem to be any massive danger, and this is one of the higher points on this thing. But you do see as well that it looks like these curves of like the spine of the serpent coming in and out. There are open clearings beneath each of these coils. So it seems like maybe these are spots that people like can travel along that are a little bit more open than the dense forest.
Can I ask? Can I see how I imagine I can't see all of the snake.
Mhm.
But can I see how it's kind of, if the story is true, how it stopped? Does it look like it stopped writhing in pain, or is it just lame?
It's definitely not writhing, and it's definitely not lane. It's more actually set into the ground. Like you can't see the entire body. It comes in and out of the ground here. Like the neck of this thing goes into the ground at the base where you climbed from, and the coils come out of the ground. It does look like it is swimming through the continent itself.
See, I'm just like, would Barden be aware of, because of the tome loft and things coming in and out or into the tome loft like that, would I make a vague connection of like something being brought in and being trapped? My brain's just thinking of clipping. I'm just thinking of video games.
It looks like it clipped through.
Yeah.
Anyone looking at this and like from this angle would probably assume the same thing that the story said, that it looks like this thing was instantaneously transported here.
One. Oh my, yes, we're back. Hi.
We're back. Listen, it just takes
Hello.
a second.
Mhm. We are back. Thanks for bearing with us. Just a little bit of internet trouble.
Our
Rewinding
whole
back
ass.
to our whole ass went to war.
Our whole ass went out.
Reminding back to where we were. I have completely forgotten because my brain
Looking
stopped.
at the snake. Snake was clipping, basically.
Snake was clipping.
I think
Okay.
Kiara asked
Excellent.
Pooja asked a question. Jesus, the line
Okay,
is
Pooja, you were
thin.
asking a question.
You did.
No.
Well,
Oh, well,
think
okay,
was
I will
when-
now.
Oh.
I will now.
Never mind. Jesus.
I think Kiara watched the other two go into the mouth, looked down, and was like, I will fall and die if I try that. And it's basically, I don't know, like petting the horn she's on. I think she takes a seat on one of the horns and just is looking out.
Nice.
And is trying to spot things that are similar to what Matthias showed them on their walk. Is letting Barden sketch in peace and just kind of hanging out, and maybe keeping an ear out for whatever the red button hitters of the group are up to.
Yeah.
I think
Really?
Noble is kind of excitedly explaining things to you, or being like, oh, so this is the way we are going. So I now have a map, which means
Oh.
we can definitely look at it. And also the way that the snake seems to be, and just vomit, word vomit, because they are very excited.
Basically, Kiara is listening for if she needs to throw her shield into a wall and slide down into a black cave again.
Excellent. Kiara, this is certainly one of the higher elevations that you've been to, but you have spent a lot of time in the Ignited Citadel, which is a massive palace with a number of very high towers. Tell me, how does Kiara feel about heights? Where was your bedroom? In a higher tower? Was it in a lower area?
This bedroom was kind of middling, to where she's definitely she was high enough to where it was fun to sneak out, but it was not so high to where she would grievously injure herself if she fell, which she did often. But it was fine. So, but you know, there's definitely a lot of, especially with the construction, like, yes, there's domes, but around the domes, it was usually very open, a lot of open walkways with arches and things like that. And sometimes that's where people would have their tea. Like, it's very common to be on the roof, or it's not really a roof because it's flat, the top layer, and then there's like decor, but it's all walkable, and so you can go. Yeah, you can
open arches.
And so Kara's very pretty
letting in
comfortable,
light and patterns,
and it's like a natural breezeway too for hot days. So I think Kara's pretty comfortable with heights when there's secure footing underneath. I do not think Kiara has had experience flying, but just being in a tall building is not scary.
This is also, the construction of this is certainly quite fine, but there are a number of large statues and creations in Abjor as well. It is a country that has kind of a long physical history, so a lot of ruins from like older generations, but also things that have been constructed by the Raj. The Raj is particularly interested in this kind of sense of pride and beauty, so creating beautiful things around the country in different places. You know that many of the semi-precious court have worked on designing things like massive statues that would then be built. There is a lot of labor and craftsmanship, and also just like money to be made in artisan work in the Empire.
Cool. Is there a big old tiger statue somewhere?
There are lots of, I would say, a number of statues dedicated to Bane and the Empire. Also, one of your relatives, Princess Lady Bay, who had her ring stolen, is particularly fond of animals, so there are a number of animal statues in Jal Rahai, not just the citadel itself.
I'm pretty sure there are several animals that Kiara has seen in statue form and may not have seen it in breathing form yet.
Yes. I had no idea a bear was real. I've only seen it in photos.
That's what they sound like? Wow.
Excellent. Okay. Matthias, as you are watching, you see the two go inside the mouth, and then you feel just a tap on your, not really your shoulder, more like your elbow.
Is this Neve?
Yes.
Yes.
I can't fly.
That's all right. There are plenty of people who can't fly.
Do you think it's something I could learn?
Certainly, if you wanted to. I don't know much about magic, and it would require magic unless you're hiding something from me.
Why would you say that?
It was a joke. But I believe it takes a little while of study. I'm certain
Do you think
that
it's okay if I don't want to fly?
Yes, I think that's perfectly okay. You don't have to
Okay.
fly. If you want to, Oesh is an accomplished mage, and I'm sure that they could help you learn how to do it.
That's kind of. I feel like I've been learning a little bit from Oesh. I haven't been able to do a lot yet, but I just don't think I'd be very good at that. But I don't know how to say. Like, they're being so generous in teaching me that I don't want to say, like, no, don't show me how to do this.
I have not had that experience with magic, but I have learned a few things that I never had any intention of putting to use. I highly doubt that. I don't think that I'm the person to model after, because when someone told me that I needed to learn something, I simply learned it, regardless of how I felt. But
Are there
if
things that
that's-
you've learned that have helped you, even though you didn't want to know them?
At cost, yes. But if you
I'm a
don't
little
want
more
to learn
familiar
something,
with, I think, your kind of magic. Yeah?
I just mean to say that if you don't want to learn something and you were to tell Oesh that you didn't want to learn it, they clearly care very much for you, and I can't imagine that. I
You
can't
think so?
imagine they would think any less of you for that. Or at the very least, I would be surprised if they did. Though, every person is different in their own way.
How long have you and Oish known each other?
How long's it been in campaign? 2 weeks?
A month?
A month? Only a month.
About 3 weeks.
Not very long. And
That's nice. You guys don't act like you've only known each other a month. It kind of makes me feel better.
I see I see your connection with each other. I think it's plain to anyone who would look.
Thank you.
You
Do you
said
think they're gonna come down soon?
Oh.
Hmm?
We'll see. You said you're familiar with
Okay.
magic like mine?
A little bit.
Do you practice divine?
Not that I know how to do.
Oh, you've seen it before. Okay.
Yeah. Some guards
Hmm.
that have worked with my family.
Interesting. What did you think of them?
I thought it was really cool. My my dad entered me in kind of a competition when I was younger.
What kind of competition?
It's a bit of a strange one. It's more women of a certain age, well, more like girls. It's kind of like a series of tests you go through to see if you are blessed in a certain way, but when you're like really young. And my mom said that I wasn't going to win, and I didn't, and I think she was kind of relieved. Have you heard of a seer's daughter?
I imagine that he hasn't. I don't know. Is that an Atolls thing?
You can give me a history check.
Sarah, I'm gonna turn your camera off if you keep distracting me like this.
If that man were not dead, I would kill him.
16.
16. Okay. Vaguely, you don't know a lot about them, but there is a religious significance to Seer's daughter. These are kind of like priestesses of Seer. Coming from Skyhome, Seer is a god that is not uncommon to be like worshipped, especially on the coast of Skyhome. The Seer's daughters are not. They would never like necessarily come to Skyhome, but they are supposed to be demigods, like divine blessed demigods who are the literal reincarnated daughters of Seer.
Oh. So they go through this test, and if they pass, they're considered demigods?
Well,
is that correct?
You're not sure about that. You'd have to ask Neve more.
Oh, okay. That sounds like... I have a general knowledge of it, enough to know that it's a very strenuous task.
Yeah. I think it's less like... I mean, it was kind of a competition because I had to sing and swim and stuff. But I think it was more that they were trying to see if I was it than trying to see if I was good enough to be it. Apparently I was born at an opportune time or something. Like, they're supposed to be 7, and they were looking for 2 of them because there were only 5.
Oh. Are they all born at the same time?
I don't know, really. I'm more like born in a certain... Like, if there aren't 7, then when one... They said when one goes to the sanctuary, then more are born.
Oh. Well, if you wanted to achieve the kind of power that group has, then I imagine that you're with the right people to do it. If that's something that's important to you. Though we won't make
I
you
would
go
like
through a
to be-
competition to accomplish that.
I would like to be powerful. Seer isn't really. Yeah. Neve sits back on the cart, looks up, kind of was like rubbing her neck like she's been craning it upwards and it's starting to hurt.
I'm gonna let that one go. Matthias will sit back and look upward as well.
I also do think right around this time, Awage is staring into the throat, but turns to Tazriel and says, as much as I would be direly interested to see what's underneath, this spell does have a limit.
I was beginning to wonder that, so perhaps we return to the others.
Before we find ourselves trapped.
Okay.
Fly back down.
I think like at one point while they're down there, I think Novel uses a group chat. She's like, would someone mind taking Kiara down? Perhaps she would be more comfortable with a spell rather than just on my back.
I mean, at least going down is a little bit easier because if all else fails, I can just fall.
Can you do a feather fall?
But I do not want you to fall.
I don't want to fall either, but at least, it's easier than going up.
But
Taz
that's like
will
Profound.
Yeah, Taz will definitely I think he comes out and then is about to go down, and then I'm assuming he knew the others were climbing up, and then
Yeah, you saw.
and then Novel
Yeah, you
said
saw
that.
Kiara cast the detect magic. We were together.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And then Novel says that and is like, if you'd like to hop on. And since he can, and since he can actually use his hands, he's going to grab Kiara. So if she needs to make an athletics check, hopefully this helps. But yeah, we'll just get there and.
Princess
No need to make an
Carrie.
athletics
She's
check.
literally
You
a
just
princess.
kind of-
You should just carry.
He's weak.
Is the fire knight carrying the princess?
You know what?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's
And
do it.
flying?
Oh.
I'm sorry. 1,000 romances have
I
been
can
written about
show
this in
you
the rush.
world.
You can feel the way that you're flying is that you can kind of feel gravity shifting around you, Tazriel, in relation to where you have the intent to move. So it's more like gravity kind of the pull upward on you lessens and Kiara's weight kind of counteracts it. So you just kind of float downwards with Kiara in your arms.
Yeah. I think he might make a joke about one of those novels in the Raj. He's read something.
I think as we are descending down there, if you don't mind, I'd love to do a quick break here.
Fuck yeah.
Just before Novel leaves and shifts back into Barden for the climb down, waits till everyone's kind of out of earshot, puts the book away, and just kind of gets on their knees and bends to push their forehead against this giant, massive creature from somewhere else, and just goes, I hope you're well wherever you are now. I'm sorry you came here in such dire straits. I sometimes think that is how I am. But be with you. And stands up, shifts back up, does everything nice, and just climbs down.
Very nice. Okay, and then yes, we'll take a little break here. We should be back, I think, in probably about 6 or 7 minutes.
Be right back.
I want to be peed.
Bye.
rice pudding.
Hello.
Hello
Hi.
and welcome.
Sorry.
Hello and welcome back to Strange Hungers. You all, after that moment you spend novel, you all descend back, climbing or floating or falling down to the bottom of the neck of the stone serpent and are greeted by Neve and Vice, who says, I'm pleased that you all did not awaken the serpent or become devoured by it.
Is that
Was
something
that an
that can
option?
happen? At the same time, just like
Yeah.
You both seem a little too excited about that. Well, maybe not always, but
it's a giant
I'm
snake.
very excited at the prospect.
I'm not.
It just doesn't come across on the face.
Glad that you're all safe.
It-
Did you find
Goes to
anything up
Matty.
there?
Goes to Matty and shows the book of all the illustrations that they've been doing while up there. Just look, you can see. Have you actually climbed it? Look.
Have
There's
I
a map
climbed
that
it?
goes-
I think I've...
As a young
if
recruit,
you-
maybe?
if you think you have, then you probably have.
I
It's
think he's probably climbed it. Or gotten up there some other way. Had a mage help him or
Like,
something.
yeah.
Hercules in his head. I find my way.
Oh yeah,
Kind of
100%. I
It
can
is
go
a-
the distance.
it is a pretty useful campsite, considering that it is, like, quote, difficult to get up to. So there might have been times where perhaps an order member was stationed there and was able to, like, let other
Mm.
people up
Yeah,
with.
that makes sense.
Hmm.
Anything interesting up there?
I couldn't see any, things in the distance. It looked pretty clear. There wasn't any. Doesn't look like there's anyone who would, come at us. At least, unless the
Diamonds
giant
this
snake comes to
big?
life.
You saw the diamonds.
Diamonds.
Didn't get along very well with the locals.
I saw them leaving. Yes, I had a similar experience when I went up there.
Bats.
Would either of you know what has happened to someone who's actually attempted to remove those diamonds? Does this thing really come to life?
I've never seen it come to life, but supposedly there is some kind of curse on those stones.
Definitely some magic on them.
I've seen people fall,
Yes.
and the unlucky few who didn't have a backup plan.
If they were easier to remove, I think it would probably be one of our roles to make sure they were not. But luckily, the Order has never needed to take a hand on maintaining this structure. It does not seem to degrade.
If we're all
Wait.
satiated, we can move on.
I think as we go, though, I think Barden's gonna, do a little bit of mind talky talk with Titan's Wrath and be like, have you ever seen anything so big? Have you ever fought anything so big?
A long time ago,
Really? That big?
and bigger.
Like that gasp comes out to Barden, just like,
And Awais just rides up beside Neve on the goat, correct?
Yes.
And just glances over and says, "Not heights, then."
Not my thing.
Noted. Rides on.
Okay. You continue. You had, let's see, you have not rested. No, you've rested. You've already undergone a day's journey. So let's say that it's probably about noon at this point. Maybe a little bit later, actually. 2 p.m. estimated. As you continue on traveling, the path as you travel mostly snakes between the coils of the snake, it is the easiest route, and it does seem to be well trod. There is still that scent of like animals that have passed through here. The tracks continue, like a large group has moved through. You actually do, I think, probably 2 separate times pass a small group of travelers who are going back the way you came. They are dressed in cloaks, faces covered by scarves, generally seem to kind of avoid and step around each other warily, unless you have any reason to talk to them or stop them, but none of them seem to be carrying goods to trade, and are all armored, carrying weapons as they travel.
Matthias is going, since we're around people, if he notices that like there's a lot of traffic in this area, a lot, he'll try and place himself towards the front of the group and engage in the typical wastes etiquette for passing by other travelers, which is one hand on your weapon and like you make eye contact once and then look away.
Yeah.
Like one moment of eye contact, just like connection, we see each other, we both see that we're like ready, and then not much else.
You and Vice are pretty recognizable with your black armor and your order symbol. If you're displaying it, it kind of means don't fuck with me.
It's always on his cloak.
Keep that thing on him.
Keep that motherfucking thing on him.
It does also mean, I will say this just for everyone to know, members of the order, they won't necessarily help people at their own expense. Like if someone is being chewed on, they're not going to maybe go pull them out of the mouth of a big angry creature, but I would say they might come to an order member for help if they're lost, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You have a bit of that like scout vibe, and of course some order members can be paid as guides to travel through the wastes, so maybe even I think the second group of travelers, Matthias, you wouldn't recognize them, but Vice gives a nod to someone who's also wearing dark armor and wearing a symbol, probably a younger folk. There are a few order members who just travel back and forth from the coast to the order guiding people, so.
I don't recognize that person.
A recent recruit, just recently initiated, I think, Emmanuel, but the quiet type.
All right.
Okay. After another few hours, we've already made our rolls for this day, in the morning, you come to, as it's growing, I think around 6 p.m. or so, sun is just kind of starting to crest down. You come to one of these opening clearings by one of the oils of the Serpent, which is here on our map.
Yeah.
Well. It also is notable because this snowy, like trodden path, sometimes there's dirt peeking through. Where you kind of come towards this opening, the path actually turns from like snow to uncovered stone. And as you travel along it, you can see there are actually a series of lanterns that have been set hanging from trees and by the stone path. Same thing, Matthias, you are maybe vaguely familiar with this. You're kind of like thinking back. This is a wayfarer's point, a point where travelers often come and stop for shelter in the evening. There is a small altar here to roll.
Roll the Horn God. Yeah?
Yes.
It's a decent place to make camp, right? Or is there
it's
like...
a decent place to make camp. Yes.
Okay. All right.
You've made camp here before, notable because a lot of the trees have been cleared out, but also because you can often find other travelers posted here. So safety in numbers, as in usually beasts don't come and attack this
Right.
particular camp. The way if you were just like in the woods, you might be a little more susceptible.
Interesting. If
Also, supposedly, the existence of a temple to roll is supposed to promote some kind of protection.
Right, of course. I think that here's a good place to stop unless anybody is feeling particularly energetic. Let's make camp.
Okay.
This tends to be a pretty safe place. Just watch out for anyone with sticky fingers.
You are all free to explore the area as you like.
Varden just grins at Taz with that, just like.
I was. Wait. Because it's the waste. Literal or metaphorical sticky fingers?
Huh. Both.
Varden just like.
Yeah, that and the fact that Barden did like
Exploring.
spider climb a serpent. You know, I'm just
Oh
gonna.
wait, my Hans.
Matthias does like chuckle and says both.
Okay. Let's go.
Also, if one of you go into the darkness and you find something, we're gonna have to fight it immediately. So I just hope you're thinking about that while you're bopping around on this map.
Taz.
I am assuming that wherever you bop to, you're actually walking to.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Okay.
definitely happening.
I was following Taz because I wanted to see, but I've returned because I realized that Awaish would immediately just sit down at camp and start short rest.
Kiara will light a fire where Oasia is sitting, just so that they have a fire.
You want to
before-
show
are we
me where
setting
you're
camp?
where you're lighting your fire.
Well, where are we setting camp? Is this like right here?
Probably like right here, you know?
Okay, well then.
Is there like a point where the coil of the snake's body would make a good wall?
There are a number of stones that have been kind of set by the coil, like where it this one kind of comes in and out of the earth, so you could use the coil itself as like a backdrop to a camp. But Tazriel, you seem to have found something.
I did. Also,
Oh,
Alex,
VJ!
wait, I did.
The fire is here. The fire is here.
Okay, but wait. Before this goes any further, Alex, from
Yes.
when we saw that giant snake, like we were exploring it to here, has it been 7 hours?
No.
Okay, cool. The thing is still up.
It's still got group
okay.
chat.
Yeah. But yeah, he's just kind of like he's like checking in. Well, I mean, he's not really checking in. He's just kind of wandering around this area, but still making sure like everything's still connected, like filling everybody's head and mind, because he doesn't know if there's something that can just shut down all of his stuff in the waste. And then he dips up further and kind of stops upon seeing, like, he stops right here.
Okay. Tazriel, what you see immediately on first glance seems to be a tent that has been abandoned.
I think he'll in his head. Would Matthias have mentioned that people like usually camp here?
Yeah.
Okay, then I think just at first glance, if he's not noting something like actually dangerous about it just yet, just looking, he's not gonna say anything. Since it's just a tent, but he is gonna go look closer.
Okay. You can give me a perception or investigation check if you're like touching and looking through it. Investigation, otherwise perception.
Nah, he's gonna like actually like move the flap or whatever's there to take a look.
Okay. Investigation.
26.
26. This tent has obviously been ripped apart. There is fairly fresh, dark liquid that is pooled, soaking through the base of it, as well. Like it's not frozen. It's still like wet and warm and almost steaming.
He reports that immediately. He's like, I'm a little bit north. I think you can still. I don't know if you can see me, but something was killed here recently, and there's an abandoned tent. And it's still wet, the blood.
Fuck. Hold on.
Do you see anybody hurt? Kara's gonna run over.
I'm coming.
With that investigation, Tazriel, there are tracks that seem to be heading kind of towards the north, towards the east.
Also, my eyes narrow a bit, and I do like the seatbelt gesture to Neve.
Seatbelt.
Love parental seatbelt. Just universal.
Stay put.
Stay put. All right, Neve goes over to the cart.
Yeah, Kiara wants to see if Kiara's worried about the injury and the injured, and is focusing on trying to see where that might lead, if anyone's hurt, needs healing, kind of a thing.
Careful. You say you found something?
Fresh blood, yes.
That is not a good sign.
Matthias has drawn his sword and is walking around to the back of the tent, carefully.
Taz is following him.
Okay.
Well,
you two.
Don't leave me behind. Kiara's coming with.
Barden passes through the group chat. She's like, I'm going to stay with everyone else. Just let me know if you need me, okay?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty...
following...
Sword out ready.
Here we go. I can hide this so you can see back there. The tracks seem to go a little bit more this way.
Okay, so nothing behind the tent.
Nothing behind the tent.
Okay, very specific question. So there's blood in the tent. Is there any blood on the snow? And is it dripping? Is it, like, smeared? What's the situation?
Matthias, could you give me a perception check at advantage?
Fuck yeah, I can.
Oh, okay. I don't have to help you. But Kiara will guide you.
Animated thing.
Okay.
That's
Kiara's guiding you.
Oh, hell yeah. Plus a d4? D4s are so fucking easy to lose, man. It's insane. Okay, here we go.
Stick your hands until something pokes you.
Yes. That is an 18.
Okay. It looked like there was blood in the snow. There's, like, the scent of it is pretty clear, but it seems like it's been, like, wiped over a little bit and
Someone sneak it.
Yeah.
Whatever got hurt here. Does it look like, can I ask, does it look / smell like there was, like, a substantial amount of blood in the snow as though a body had been drug? Or is it more like blood dripping off of weapons?
More like blood dripping off of weapons. It looks like someone was seriously injured in the tent. The way that the blood smear, like, has been covered over is more to the left of the tent. The way that there are obvious tracks, like someone has walked from the tent, from the back of the tent, are to the right.
To the right. To the right on the map. So...
To the right on the map.
We're currently to the left of the tent, so that means...
Wait.
What's sticking out of the bush, Alex?
A weapon.
Sword in the stone?
A what?
I thought it was a tripwire for a second.
Is this a weapon?
Get it. I mean...
wait.
Get Taz look at it first.
Does anybody want to take a
wants
closer look? Yes.
Kiara wants to detect magic on that shit.
Okay. Kiara, what does casting detect magic look like for you?
Kiara's detecting magic. Let me actually pull up the base spell so I can see what it looks like. This comes from within. This is a warlock thing. So, yeah, it's verbal and somatic. So when Kiara holds her hands out and says the call, and as she says that, this warm glow emanates, and it's kind of like just like a from her hands, and maybe those around her might see her hands kind of turn, not like just like a glow in the shape of a cat.
A little bit of this. A little bit of this.
Does she have like light beams? Like the light concentrates into bean pads.
Oh yeah, that'd be cute.
Yeah,
like, it's like the little...
it's white compared to like the glow of like the warm glow of the rest of it.
It's like, you know, because we have the ASMR glow normally, but this is specifically the kitty glow because this comes from Bane. As she holds out her hands, and what she says is infernal for like show me or reveal.
There, you don't sense any magic in the area other than what comes from normally your companions.
Okay. I don't feel any magic. This might just be a regular weapon.
Let me.
And Kara's gonna step back because she don't give a fuck about weapons.
Let me take one look before anybody touches it. And I guess he's just looking around and making sure it's not like you pick it up and something goes off.
Like a tripwire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a investigation check.
Okay, I'm so glad I have expertise in this. 15.
You don't see any tripwires. It doesn't seem to. There's no little cords or anything, and the bush itself doesn't look like it's been particularly disturbed, except for a little bit of snow shaken off where the weapon is maybe like been thrown into it or something. So you don't think it's gonna blow up.
He'll pick it up.
Okay. You find a fairly nice-looking javelin.
Hand it to Matthias. I think this is up your.
Right.
This is more of use to you than me.
Let me take a look at this javelin. Does it have any blood on it?
It has a little bit of blood on it. It looks like maybe it was scratched along something and then thrown into this bush. The angle it was thrown at, again with the investigation, looks like it was thrown towards this from the right.
Also, Kiara is giving running commentary. It's like, we have a weapon. It's not a magical weapon, and apparently Taz thinks it's safe and we can pull it out. And okay, so Matthias just pulled it out, and it looks like so Taz just pulled it out, and it's a javelin. And
oh, this is through the.
You can
see
Vice. I think Vice has stayed behind, and Barden and Neve can just see a headache beginning to form on Oasia's face.
Barden relays it to the people who can't hear the group chat.
Yeah.
But also, I love the fact that we're doing this to be part of the group chat now. It's like, this is the indication. This is in our minds.
Well, yeah, we need some sort of symbol.
Yeah, just a little Professor X action here.
Yeah.
Matthias, you don't need any kind of check to tell that this is something called an ice tip javelin. You recognize the kind of metal. It's a dwarven make. It's not magical in nature, but it is designed so it does not tarnish or freeze with the cold. So it's just a nice javelin that isn't as affected, it won't degrade as fast in winter weather.
Does it look like it's been taken care of?
Yes, fairly well.
Interesting.
Okay.
So if this weapon belonged to whoever had the tent, they knew how to protect themselves and take care of their weapons.
Yeah. This person might need help, or whoever did this to their tent could still be around. So I think, yes, let's clear the area.
Before we go, Kiara's gonna reach out and hold her hand towards Matthias in a gesture he has seen once before. On a boat.
Bracelet time.
Oh.
No, yeah, it's bond. Was it on the boat? Where did we bond?
Shit.
It wasn't on the boat. You got him a nice bracelet.
Yeah. Yeah. He'll put the bracelet out. He's got to
No. This is a platinum ring that.
Oh,
she gave
sorry.
him.
For some reason, sorry.
You should probably be wearing.
It's under a lot of glove. Does he need to take the gloves off? What's the situation here?
No, you just need to be wearing it. You need to be wearing it for the duration.
He'll hold his hand up and gesture. You can't see it, but it's under there.
Okay, well then Kiara will take that hand, that very gloved hand, with her very gloved hand. It looks like toddlers with mittens.
Good.
And Kiara will cast Warding Bond.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
Which, as a reminder, there's a mystic connection between us now. And as long as you're within 60 feet of me, you get a +1 bonus to AC and saving throws, and you have resistance to all damage. However, when you take damage, I'll take the same amount of damage.
Okay.
But yes, so.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see.
It's okay. Kiara has 70 hit points. Go wild, baby.
Vice also pulls out her rapier. Yes. Okay. So you are all... Are you all going to explore and kind of do a patrol loop around this area?
I think so.
we got the
I don't know if
cop.
anybody is feeling particularly... Well, first of all, he'll relay that to the rest of the group, like, we're going to clear the area and just make sure that everything is safe. Fuck. Someone needs to stay with Neve. If you all would like to stay back, speaking to Barden and Owesh, because I think those are the other two who are connected.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we'll be able to let you know as soon as there's trouble.
Yeah, it could be like a looping back thing. They could be trying to lead us out, and I know we don't like to split up, but might be safer. Just call us.
Have Vice stay with
Yeah,
Neve.
we'll stay behind, yeah. But I think Owesh stays by the horse.
Hans.
To, like, get on and take a ride out if needed.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah. All right. Unless you, VJ, I don't know if you want to take point. I can also take point. I'm good to take point. That was my idea. But if you're feeling good about it, I don't want to steal your joy.
I think Taz would suggest, okay, and it's like looking between the two of you. Is Maddie wearing his full armor?
Of course
out
he
here
is.
while we're okay. All right, yeah, I was gonna say, okay, if the three of us are doing this armor, I think it might be useful for, especially since we're still connected, me being ahead slightly, just doing a quick scan in case there's a trap, and then telling you to move forward, if that's all right.
Matthias.
1 second, I'm gonna let Chester in.
Yeah. Matthias, do you want to bless us, or should I?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. I'll cast Bless.
What's that do again?
Shit, yeah. Bless. You bless up to 3 creatures of your choice within range. Whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack or saving throw. I did not realize this was a concentration spell.
Do you want me to do it?
It's concentration for up to a minute. No, I didn't realize it was a thing that could continue. I thought it was a one-off.
I do have Warcaster, so if you need me to do it, I can do it.
Oh, sure. I don't.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, then Kiara will be the one who casts Bless, which is nice because you get a little bit of warm tingles.
Hell yes. I didn't know Bless
All right,
lasted a
who are
long
you casting
time.
Bless on?
How long have I been playing this game for? I think it's the 3 of us, right?
Yeah.
Us
since
3?
we're-
Yes. Well, you know what? Kiara's gonna wait to cast Bless until something happens because it's a minute.
Gotcha.
Cool.
But that is going to be her first, initial reaction is gonna be throw up Bless. And
up.
Warding Bond is not concentration, so that's just up for an hour.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
I also
yeah.
think Multiverse might have updated some spells things. Like you can actually cast certain spells and create animations now.
Whoa.
Oh
All
yes,
right.
Bless has a thingy.
Tazriel's going first, and Matthias and Kiara will follow a couple feet behind. Or
Yeah,
as far
stealthing
behind.
upwards. Stealthing upwards and checking for any initial traps and ambushes, as he's wont to do.
I will also move stealthily at disadvantage.
At disadvantage, yeah, he'll suggest that still.
Okay, I'll take a stealth from the 3 of you then.
Okay. My stealth isn't great, but it's not a disadvantage. Ooh, okay. 15.
All right, 15.
Addie. You're in the wastes.
I just
Wait,
clunk, clunk, clunk.
This is why Taz was like, "Hey, let me go ahead a bit." 30.
You're ahead. You're far ahead.
30.
I got a natural 20.
Okay.
Nice.
Amazing.
Wait, what's total for yourself with a natural 20?
Good
30.
question.
Oh shit!
Nice.
I have a plus 10, baby.
Fuck you guys.
Clunky
And
boy.
Don't get mad at me. I only have a +1.
Yeah, what if Matthias
Just
was a
asking
ranger?
while you guys are exploring. Awaish and Novel, are you guys happy with your positioning on the map? Do you want Neve or Darren to be in different locations?
I have the horse over by me, but I'm happy with what my position is. I also am keeping a keen eye out.
I think that Barnum would suggest that they put her back to a wall because it's one less place to defend. Like we don't know who it is or how they're coming. One less place to, aim your sword or your spells.
Take that under advisement. And
Yeah,
Awaish moves Darren behind them.
So do we move it?
They'll kind of go over
Yeah.
there, maybe.
Just, yeah. Barden kind of out in front, sword out, letting it glow. Just kind of like trying to be a warning all by herself. Just like, yeah, fucking turn.
Love watching that yak move.
Goats. Okay, then Tazriel, if you would like to follow the tracks, let me see if I can ping. Let me ping.
Ooh. I love how it's the image. It's broken.
That's
Just
interesting. It showed up as my Discord thing. That's weird.
Oh!
Oh, maybe that's because it's connected to the bot or something. Which, actually, speaking of, let me see if I can. It's gonna join the Discord. It should be at the.
Oh, thanks for coming in.
Oh, hey. Oh, never mind. Hold on. It's okay. It's okay. I can fix it.
Oh,
there we go. We're good.
I think you can hide it, right?
I hit it. We're good.
Okay, great. Yeah, so it should be able to. Your character should now light up when you're speaking.
We'll see if it works.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay.
What if we're just little glowy boys?
Nudgy.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, Alex, you said like further up this way, like
More toward the right. There you go.
Yeah, further down.
Yeah, you're getting there.
Okay. Yeah, he's just making his way.
Making his way
You come
downtown.
upon a river.
Interesting.
Okay. Okay.
I just realized that the glows are around our icons, not our characters.
Yeah.
They switched that, I guess. It used to be the characters that like lit up.
And then I'm going to change this a little bit so you can get over further.
Water creature.
There we are. There is a small river.
Fucking
Oh, can
kelpie.
you not walk on it? Nah, interesting. I wonder if I can change that. Well, do you want to go in the water?
Is it water or is it frozen?
It's water. It's not frozen.
Before I go, can I just take like a quick peek into the water to see if I see anything immediately that's gonna swim up and grab me?
Sure, give me a perception check.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Matthias walks in front of me, I disappear.
18.
Like, look at this.
Looking into
Where's
the river,
Dara?
it looks pretty deep, actually, but it's not moving very fast. It's more like this kind of like cut slope almost like a crack or something, or like maybe there was a big thing that was dragged or moved through here a long time ago. So it's a very like a deep crossing, kind of full with this like brown dirt, like it's being stirred up. Gato is
Angry
screaming.
cat.
Angry cat. But from where you stand on the bank, you can see a figure down on the other corner.
I think
Oh shit.
Taz is going to relay that to all of them. And then he, assuming I don't have to stealth again, and I'm still stealth, is going to... He is going to... Yeah, dangerous times, Blake thinks. He's going to come up right behind the person. I think he has... What does he have? Something he just really doesn't care about. Yeah, he's got a short sword. He'll have that out.
See any
And
blood?
just... Oh yeah, do I see any blood on this guy, actually? Like,
Yes.
like, does it look like they're bleeding or they are covered in it?
It's hard to tell.
They limp
Because
or anything?
there's a man, a fairly heavy set man who's much shorter than you, mostly draped in a big black coat. There's a little bit of blood on his face, but he's facing away from you towards the river. He's kind of got this like slicked back gray hair, so you can't see if he's bleeding from the front because he's wrapped in like big winter clothes.
Okay, then I think what's going to happen is Taz has a sword out and is walking up right behind him with his stealth and just very easily and quietly places, like, wrapped around and has the edge, like, right on the neck. Do not panic. If you are not here to cause harm, none shall befall you. Turn around slowly.
As the man sort of grunts in surprise and then starts to turn, you see a look of panic in his eyes. It looks like his mouth has been stuffed with something. And now, I'm going to need all of us to roll initiative.
Okay, I also want to reiterate that I would have told everybody else that I saw this and what I was doing in our heads.
Yes.
When Taz,
Okay, I can.
What-
Let me
okay.
see if I can start initiative.
yeah, can I say that when Taz held a blade to a stranger's neck, Kiara kicked off Bless?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Oh my god.
All right.
Yes.
1 second. I'm rolling my initiatives. Okay. I think I
Nice.
can do it.
There we go. All right. Ooh.
I rolled my own initiative.
Rowdy.
I'll take that 14. Jesus.
I
Also,
will.
yes, Maddie and Taz, you can put the bless animation on yourself.
How do I change
Hell yes.
what I got? Because
Yeah,
I
how do-
rolled with disadvantage and I got a 21. So
Whoa!
And I
I
just
can
got a
put that in
20
there.
from a straight roll, so I would, if that's all right, Alex.
Yes, please. And a 20 for Tazrael. Any other things that you guys want to shift from your own rolls?
I got 16.
16.
Thank you.
Taking what they gave me.
Yeah, I'll keep the digital one.
Yeah.
Okay. Vice
I get
did
advantage
great.
on mine. It's nice.
Ah, look at this big initiative order.
for some reason, I'm at the end of the initiative, which is very strange. I did too good. They said I had to go last.
Let's go with
I see a little animated dude. I'm excited to meet him.
And Alex,
we are.
I think I have better dex than Vice, but I actually don't know if that's a fact.
I can put you. I'll put you at a 20. I'll put Vice at a 19, since it doesn't matter that much, and it won't mess up anything. There we go. Okay. And you at a 20. Sorry, did it scoot you somewhere? Yep. My bad. Okay, now that we have our combat all situated, Tazriel, this man turns around. You see that it looks like something has been stuffed into his mouth. And then you have to react pretty quickly not to nick him, as it looks like something wrapped around his leg tugs him into the river.
Oh, shit.
And he sinks immediately. Like under this bulky coat, maybe something was weighing him down, something like that. And then that smell that you've been smelling, Matthias, that like animal scent, it grows immediately stronger. Like it's been triggered by something happening. You hear in your heads Tazriel saying, like, I see a man with something in his mouth. And then there's a
No.
It's the fucking gnolls.
laughing sound. And you don't see them immediately around you, but you hear that laughing sound, this baying that's coming. And then from the side where the blood tracks were obscured, a number of creatures just sort of bound into the clearing. You can see one of them is riding on this gigantic furred creature that's bent down on all fours. Two immediately appear away, you can see over there. And then from across the river, Tazriel, you can make out just like emerging from the trees, like they're sprinting and bounding towards you, this other creature. And I'm going to turn off our hiding vision now so you guys can all see everything.
What's attacking us?
Oh, good lord. That's
This
an ugly bitch.
large, hunched over creatures.
I love them.
Absolutely not.
Get everything kind of set up.
Love them.
What if we did a little fight?
What if we had a little fight?
Mhm. Have I found all of them? I think so. So, Tazriel, you are first up in... No, wait. Oh, wait.
Oasis.
You are first up in initiative order as you see these creatures bounding into view.
All right.
And they are gnolls.
Yeah?
They are definitely gnolls.
Is there a specific reason that you're saying that in that tone of voice?
No, it's more like you have encountered or know what gnolls are. These are definitely sort of bent over lupine creatures wearing thick leathers and carrying what seem to be long, sharp spears. But not like the javelin you found.
God, he's screaming, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's
in
the nose.
your ears, Kara says, "Oh my god, what are these? They're terrifying looking."
Gnolls. And would I know that gnolls are like, they're fairly intelligent as creatures, correct? As in they are humanoids that
They
have
speak to
mental
each other.
faculties that can be
Yes.
exploited. Cool.
Are these people intelligent, asking for exploitation purposes?
I know. I love that. It's like, oh no, they're
amazing.
gonna reason. No, they're not gonna reason.
Not if I have anything to do with it. And I am going to Oish immediately steps in front of the group, probably to about...
Woo!
Oh god. How do I move?
Great.
I don't know if I'm in the initiative order yet, so I don't think I can. I don't think I can.
You
move.
are.
It should be
I'm
your
locked.
turn. 1 second. Let me make sure that movement is unlocked.
Is it because of the grid's up?
Vision and movement. Everyone can move freely. And I'll just scoot back to next turn and then previous turn.
My turn.
Give it one more shot.
Weird. It must be something wrong with my multiverse. I just can't move. If you could move me 3 squares up, not that way, but up, moves in front of the group. And aims at the one above the owlbear steed, the one riding the owlbear steed, and cast Female Tear at 2nd level.
Okay. What kind of save am I making?
You're not making any save. This is a roll. Well, you will make a save if I hit. So this is a roll to hit.
All right.
All right. Okay. Oh. Does a 24 hit?
Yes, it does.
Thank you. That is going to do, I believe, 3d8 of necrotic damage, and now they need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Oh my god. I'm gonna go wrestle him in a second. He's really
You
upset.
just put a knoll in the house too. It's fine.
I guess he's upset because he wants to be able to get in and out of the house at his time and his leisure.
Yeah, he's
Understandable.
He's like, of everybody in this house, I'm the cat. I should be the one who makes the decision.
I'm the cat. I'm the cat.
That is 16 necrotic damage.
No time.
Okay. 16 necrotic damage. Let's.
This is a little weird because I don't think OH has ever fought a gnoll before, so it takes them a second to find the bone. But they find it.
It kind of barks and throws its head back as this bone spur emits and then just drives down into a shoulder.
Ooh.
And what kind of save was it again?
Wisdom save? DC 16.
A wisdom save DC 16. Okay. Let me roll my wisdom. That's a 3.
Okay. He's scared of me. And
He is frightened.
Cute.
4 more necrotic. And as this gnoll on the owlbear steed looks at Awaish, they have their hands outstretched and their eyes are kind of like clouded over. And for one moment, this creature almost feels like they can see their own bones in her hands as they then reemerge and stab into it. And then with those clouded eyes, they look at them and whisper in a way that they can somehow hear in their head. Run.
Okay.
Yui.
That is your turn. We're gonna have. I think I'll actually have. Yes, the gnolls. Well, your dexterity is probably higher than theirs, Tazriel. So in this case, I'm actually gonna just scoot you up to 21, so it'll look good there. It is your turn, Tazriel.
Okay, great. Taz is going to empower his psionic dot. His. I think what has happened is the guy gets dragged in. He drops the sword like immediately when that happens. Partway out of like not wanting to like cut the dude, but also because he knows something else is coming. And the physical sword's just for intimidation. Like his daggers are infinitely more useful. And is going to empower them. So D8s. And is within, just barely within 20 feet, I think, of where this other one is standing, and it's just going to throw this psionic longsword at this point.
You're blessed.
Yes, I am. Blessed and highly favored.
Cursed. Draw.
Shh. 25.
A 25 will definitely hit Tazriel.
Mhm,
This snarling creature, kind of hunched over, is looking across the river at you with the sphere, laughing. You can now see that it is also, it seems to be holding a rope in its hand that it used to drag the man that had been like set down into the river.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Throws. And I think like if he takes a quick glance into the water, can he see the man?
Yeah, he's just underwater, but you can see him. He's struggling. He seems to have been, like, the coat has floated off, and it looks like he's been tied up and tied to something.
That's max damage, Alex. So that's going to be 12 points of psychic damage.
Okay, 12 points of psychic damage to this guy. He and like his head whipped to the side as he starts to shake, seems to be antagonized by the flash of your dagger. You've empowered your daggers and made an attack. Do you want to move at all?
Yeah, actually he will, because his daggers have like just a flat range of 60 feet, the psionic one, so he's just gonna back up a little bit, like still in such a way that it's like can still see to throw it the next two on his next turn, but like is getting a little bit further away from the edge of the river.
Okay.
Right about that.
That is your go, Tazriel. Next in the order are the gnolls. So the one that is across the river from you, Tazriel. Let me make sure I've got my stats and everything up for this guy. Yes. It moves back a little bit, and then it's going to use its bonus action to dash. This thing moves faster than you expected. Lightning quick speed, just kind of shaking its head side to side as it moves, like sprints back, and then takes a massive leap across the river. I'm going to take an athletics check. That is a non-natural 20. Just kind of like scrambling onto the bank. It's a long leap, so its haunches get a little bit wet, and then it pulls itself up, and with that dash from where it was, let's see, that would be to you 39 feet, so it uses some of its movement along with the bonus action dash to immediately harry you. And this thing, Taz, is bigger than you. It's hunched over, but it's around 10 feet tall. Massive, muscular, and there's this hunger, intense hunger in its eyes. It immediately is going to make an attack on you. Let's see, where are my sheets? I prepped everything so nicely. It swings down with one of these spheres, and you can see the edge of the sphere is kind of serrated with this like almost thick rock on the end, so almost a homemade axe of some kind. That is... Did it roll? It's not rolling. Let me roll myself. That is a 21 to hit you, Taz.
Oh, Alex, that doesn't hit me.
Or 9 points of slashing damage.
All right.
And then from where Kiara is, it kind of shifts over and swings at Kiara as well. This thing, again, it's moving very loosely. Seems to be laughing the entire time. Kiara, that is a 19 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. And 6 points of slashing damage to you, Kiara.
Kiara is gonna hellish rebuke that. So a fuzzy paw is gonna come backslap that bitch.
Okay. Dexterity saving throw?
Yes, Dex 15.
Okay, that is a failure with a 10.
All right. That is 2d10 fire damage. Please hold 1 second. I am going to grab 210. That is 11 fire damage, given by a kitty claw backslap.
You just sort of backslap up towards him. You said 12 points?
11.
11 points of damage. It singes up the mane, which seems to alight and smoke into this, again, like burning animal fur scent, and it kind of just backs up and away from you, and then bites you.
Hey!
3 attacks, Alex? Ooh. I'm not on mute.
No, that's okay.
You shouldn't be.
And let me see. Since the gnoll has attacked 2 creatures on the same turn, Taz, you have disadvantage on attack rolls until the end of your next turn.
Alex, quick question.
Yes.
Feel free to say yes to me on this. Is it too late to Hellish Rebuke him as well, then?
No. You can Hellish Rebuke if you want.
Fuck yeah!
That will be D20. That is an 11 for the bite, Kiara. No, okay. As it snaps towards you, it simply just
Yeah,
kind
that's
of bites
just
the air.
my base plus dex. Like, that's not even anything else.
Okay. And the Hellish Rebuke, it got a 16 on the save.
Yeah, I'm...
Does Hellish Rebuke do half? It
does.
Yeah, it does do half, and I'm pretty sure that saves for me. Yep. So I'll just do half damage.
All right.
Uh,
Getting up.
9 points of damage, Alex.
Okay, 9 more points of damage to this thing. It's still standing, but it seems like the burns are licking up it now. That is the bonus action, movement action. Okay, that is that gnoll over there. Matthias, you see this thing just bound across the river. The gnoll that is frightened of Oish isn't going to move closer. It climbs off of this deed. And then the one that hasn't been attacked yet over here is going to just kind of bound towards you guys. Come on.
Now, Alex, in multiverse, they're riding owlbears. They're not actually owlbears, right?
No, they are.
Are you fucking kidding me? For real?
Yeah, they're owlbears.
Cool.
They're riding owlbears.
Get those
What?
smites ready.
That's real cool, Alex. I appreciate that.
Thank you. I planned such a lovely encounter for you guys. You are so welcome. I'm so excited to have made such a nice little guy. Okay, sorry. I had to reload my multiverse because it was being
Me
a bit
too.
goofy.
Gave me a time to screech.
Very good. It is going to attack again, moving much more quickly than you expected towards you. Oish, it swings a battle axe towards you with a 19 to hit.
I am going to cast shield.
Okay.
So it does not hit.
This guy runs toward you and then slashes. It clangs off of the runes that appear on your forehead and just kind of slides to the side, and then whips between you and Vice and makes a swing at Vice with a battle axe with a critical fail. And Vice simply kind of moves out of the way. This thing seems to be maybe distracted, I would say, by what's happening with its companion. They're kind of barking at each other. Since it didn't hit Vice, I'm not going to have the harrying attack affect you, but it is going to attempt to bite towards Vice with a 18 that will hit Vice's armor class. Vice has 16, and the bite is a d6 plus 3. Vice takes 4 points of damage. It hasn't broken through skin or anything, just has kind of scratched a little bit of the cloak. That is that Noel's turn, which means 1, 2, 3. There's one more that emerges from behind the tent and is going to sprint over to Matthias. And Maddie, that is a 13 to hit.
Does not hit.
All right, swings the battle axe. It clangs into the tree. Then again, that one is going to be a 23 to hit.
That one hits.
Okay, that
Remember.
is, 12 points of damage, Maddie.
I'm resistant to all damage currently.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's
So
So
both
you-
Matthias and Kiara take 6 points of damage.
Yeah. And do you remember you also have a +1 to AC at all times?
yeah, I've got it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sure
Okay.
24 doesn't get you to 24, but still.
No. And then swings over to Kiara and is going to try and bite you from behind. With...
He isn't leaving my range, is he?
No,
when he does
he's
that?
swinging
Okay.
to this boss between you two. With a 16 to hit, Kiara.
Sorry, so sorry.
Yeah.
I have a thing. When a creature within 5 feet of me makes an attack against a target other than me and they don't have Sentinel, I can use my reaction to make a weapon attack against the attacking creature. So I'm gonna swing with my motherfucking sword.
Okay.
As he goes to attack Kiara, I'm just gonna swing hard and try and bite into his back. Here we go.
Get him.
Okay, it's not great. Maybe one day.
You're blessed.
Oh, that's right. Which means I get to add a D4.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Also, oh no, yeah, +1 to saves, not attack. Sorry. I'm
That's
trying to
seven-
get all our buffs in order.
that's a 17 to hit.
Ooh.
A 17 will wait. Bum, 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 bum. A 17 will hit.
Yay.
Okay, fantastic. Getting my fucking dice. Why did I not have D6s ready? Because I'm a goddamn fool. Here we go.
And I get it.
9 plus 5 is 14 points of slashing damage with my greatsword.
Okay. 14 points of damage. Slashing just across the back. It's got a fairly thick hide and this leather armor. You cut a piece of the armor off and it just kind of drops and falls. It seems to be whipping between you and Kiara because it hit both you and Kiara with an attack. Kiara, sorry, you... Oh, did a 16 hit you? Kiara? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, you take 5 points of piercing damage, Kiara.
I just want to make sure my shield is armed. It is, okay, yeah.
Okay, you've got your shield. It's got its bite attack. And Matthias, because it attacked 2 creatures in the same turn, you have disadvantage on attack rolls until the end of your next turn, since you were the first one that was attacked.
Okay.
Those are all the gnolls. There is another one that you see kind of over down by the altar that's emerged from the woods, but it doesn't seem to be attacking. It seems to be just watching and waiting. Next in the order, after the gnolls, is Vice. Tasriel, did you get to go? You went, yes. Okay, Vice is going to expend a superiority die. Has to be when she hits, actually. So she's going to attack the gnoll in front of the 2 of you with a 24 to hit. Will definitely hit, and then is going to expend a superiority dice to against a target by an attacker other than you to use a distracting strike. So the rapier, as it just sort of slides sort of under the arm of this gnoll, Vice glances towards Awaish. Hit it. Does 5 plus 9 plus another 6. 11 points of piercing damage to this gnoll. And then with her second attack, hit it again. That will miss with a 12. And Vice is still between it and Neve, so is not going to move. Okay, that is Vice's go. Next in the order is Novel.
Okie dokie. I've been thinking.
And the next attack on the gnoll that Vice hit has advantage.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay. Sorry, just double checking. I'm gonna... How much movement do I have? It's 35, isn't it? 35 movement. Oh, I have 40. That's nice. Sorry, I don't know why I didn't check that out. I can see... Can I see the gnoll to the left and the owlbear and the gnoll that's by the altar?
You can see. Yes, you can see all of those.
I can see all of the gnolls in that range, not the one across the water. Okay, awesome. First, I'm going to bonus action rage. So just
What
shaking
kind of
out, and
rage?
I'm going to. Barden is going to open her mouth, and the skin rips, and the jaws emerge. So not like the full split, but just. And sword is still out. She's going to look around and go. Crocky. And I'm going to cast Bane. So Bane can hit. You have to roll charisma throws. So you have to make. Actually, what do I need to?
Also,
what does it need to be?
don't forget your concentration checks, Pooja.
Oh. Sorry, I can't remember what my
I
spell.
took 2, but I have advantage. I'll just roll them, and they were both small damages.
What would my spell casting be? What would you have to be? You're muted, honey.
Oh, thank you. I think it should say in the sword.
Oh, 14.
Check.
Charisma
Yeah.
14.
Okay. And which of the gnolls are you targeting?
So I'm going to cast it at 2nd level, so I can also hit the owlbear.
Okay. So
Because
how
if
many
I go 2nd level, I can hit one more additional creature.
4?
So that is going to be the gnoll, the owlbear, the gnoll that's on it, the one by Senelji, and the one over by the altar.
Okay.
4, baby.
Excellent. This is for the frightened gnoll. That is a 16, which will
Ooh.
pass. It is already frightened. This is for the one that is standing engaged with Oation Vice. That is an 11, so it is baned. And this is for the one that is standing by the altar. That was a 2 - 1 for a non-natural 1, which is a failure. And the owlbear itself, what is an owlbear's charisma? That
I'm
is
asking you. I'm so sorry, but I need to.
-2 is an 11. So 3
Everyone but the
fails
frightened.
and yes, are
Hey,
baned. And I can put that to repeat on the owlbear, on this gnoll, and on that gnoll.
I am also going to
Excellent.
move to get. I'm going to move to get closer to the. No, obviously to get. Actually, no, that one's frightened. That's fine. I'm going to get there.
Okay.
Ready for.
Your horse. Now, oh wait, you were next to the horse. I'm gonna say the horse kind of spooks and runs away. Is that cool with you, or would you give it a different command?
Understand.
Okay.
Get out of there, baby.
Arav just kind of sprints and buckles into the woods. All right, that is
That's
your
my
go.
turn.
Anything else?
No, I can't do anything else because I can't do an extra fight. Only if I fought first. And I was just like, I need to make sure that these guys get fucked up with their rolls. So, trying to think.
Oh, yeah.
It's my turn now. I think.
Yara. Yeah.
So it's hard because multiverse and gridding aren't equal. Are Taz or Maddie within 10 feet of me, or further away? I know the gnolls are within
they
10
are
feet of
definitely within 10 feet of you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, poop. Okay, I can't use that then. Okay, then Kiara is gonna. I don't know. Is it time to break out big shit? I don't know. It seems kind of fun, right? Feels like we should. Where is her little fire guy?
While Pooja's looking for that, just a reminder, we don't get long rests. I mean, we do, eventually. So, like...
Yeah, it's fine.
For those of y'all that don't get your stuff back under short rest, be careful.
Well, yes. I mean, I'm a warlock.
Fuck being careful.
I'm gonna do whatever. You can't stop me now. I can't find the flaming tiger. But that's what we're
Oh,
doing.
your spell. Let
Yeah.
me pull this up here. Where is it? On your character.
I'm just gonna. I mean, I have flaming sphere here, so I'm just gonna use that.
They are basically identical,
Yeah.
except
All
for the
right.
flavor.
Essentially, Kiara being stuck between these little jerk faces, can't do what I had. Her standard kitty punch, aka Eldritch Blast. So instead, I'm just picturing a little kitty paw coming out and like punch it. That's what the Eldritch Blast looks like now. It's like boop. But now instead, Kiara is going to do something which she's only practiced, and I think some of y'all might have seen her practice like off the edge of the boat, but she's going to clap her hands together and push out, and a giant flaming tiger is going to erupt from her hands. And we're gonna place it like, let's put it over here, like to the southwest of her.
Excellent. Let me pull up.
Like
It's
that?
a 5-foot diameter, so it's one space.
Oh,
Sorry.
too big.
Oh my god.
Too big.
Just big enough. Big boy.
That's a large Oh, I made that.
You made that.
Big
I
boy.
made that. We can make that smaller.
It did freeze my multiverse.
Oh
Okay.
no, god!
Is there smoke coming out of this tiger's nostrils?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta try and
So
resize
sweet.
it. Shit. This thing's fucking
See
huge.
if you can do it.
Who
See if
made
your
this shit?
computer can handle.
Okay.
There we go.
I resized it. Now I have to fucking find it.
Okay, you know what? Can I? Oh man, fuck. Okay, well, Bless is gonna drop because I forgot this is a concentration spell. But whatever. You know what?
That's all right.
Kara's overwhelmed. Shit happens.
We're fine.
Here he comes. I want to
She's
see.
just really excited to cast a fucking fire tiger. Come on, it's real cool.
As you
Here you go.
should be.
Here it is. Here it is.
And she's gonna basically, she's going to actually ram it into the. Well, we're gonna ram it into the knoll on the right of her, and which
Okay.
means, it needs to make a saving throw against. It needs to make a dex save.
All right. I'm gonna just move some of these trees out of the way a little bit so you guys can see a bit better. For a second. There we go. Excellent. All right, the knoll to the right of her. What kind of save is that?
Pooja? What kind of save is it?
Oh, sorry, dex. I don't. Sometimes my mic is not picking me up. It's very weird.
No worries. That was a 12.
It fails, so I will roll damage.
Yeah, fuck this guy. Fuck this
Ooh, that is
knoll.
8 fire damage. I'm assuming, it's fire. It has to be fire. And then, which, basically, I think being rammed she's basically creating it on this knoll, which forces it to make a save, and that basically looks like it being headbutted by this cat. And then as her bonus action, she's going to... No, actually, you know what? She's going to leave it there because any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the sphere will also take damage. So...
Okay.
And if the sphere ignites flammable objects not being worn or carried, and it sheds bright light in a 20-foot radius. So...
Oh, the trees are on fire. Cool.
If there's a...
Trees are on fire.
There's not tree. There's not a tree within 5 feet of it. It's fine.
The tree ignites. There were trees. I just moved
There
them.
were trees you moved. Yeah. So shit's getting lit.
I love that. I fucking love that. That's cool.
I will read this out since you can't see the custom spell right now, but I did design a version of Flaming Spear that's custom for Kiara. It's a 5-foot diameter tiger-shaped elemental of fire. Appears in an unoccupied space of your choice. When you move the tiger, you can direct it to leap over barriers up to 5 feet tall and jump across pits up to 10 feet wide. And if you cast this spell, you can also command the tiger to patrol for you or to warm up an area, in which case the elemental cast lasts for up to 10 minutes but is unable to cause damage or ignite objects.
Oh,
So
that's cute.
Kiara can cast the tiger as a patrolling elemental, but then it can't do damage.
So you can make it into a cuddle spell. Can we all cuddle up with the tiger?
It's a protect. It protect us.
A protect.
Okay. Excellent. That is your turn, Kiara. You've cast your fire elemental. It looks like what you've seen in dreams before, but a much, much smaller version of Agnita. It kind of purrs and snarls at you, and the gnolls seem particularly perturbed by the existence of a large cat, a cat that is as large as they are. That is your turn. The Akrams are tied to the post over here, so they're hanging out.
I love that they get a turn.
How are they reacting, though, is the real question.
Let me give They're not having a good time. They're
Okay.
thrashing a little bit. Matthias Markart, Iron Valerian.
I feel like it would be in our best interest to try and get the boys back together and close our ranks. So I am going to attempt to do that. I was going to jump into the water, but Matthias' first priority is his team. So the drowning man will have to drown a little longer, and hopefully we'll get back to that. So
Hope you don't die.
he is going to, what he's gonna do is he's gonna squeeze himself in between where Kiara is, between these two gnolls.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna try and hit the one on the left.
We're getting cozy in here.
He's rolling at disadvantage and no more bless, so. Oh. Those were two very, very bad rolls. Neither of them are gonna hit, I don't think. 8, 9, 10, 11. He got an 11 total.
11 does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay. So that plan's fucked. Or maybe not. He's gonna do the same thing. Okay. Wow, Jesus. Okay. Bad rolls, bad rolls. 15.
All right, a 15 just hits.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna put a smite on this guy. I'm gonna put a smite on this guy.
All right.
I'm expending a spell slot for a first level smite. I gotta see how many. Expend one spell slot to deal 2d8 extra radiant damage to the target, plus 1d8 for each spell level, whatever else. Okay, here we go. Can we roll that? That is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus 5 is 15, and then so that's 15 points of slashing damage. Plus
Okay.
7 points of radiant damage.
Alrighty. So 16 points plus 7 points, you said?
Yes. 15.
All right.
15 plus 15 plus 7.
All right. 15 and 7. There we go. The two gnolls side to side are now like you cut again through the armor and then a deep slash down the front of this gnoll, and it just kind of like gasps back away from you with this massive blade, eyebrows furrowed. You can see the snot, the drool and snot that's just like dripping from it. Yeah, they're both very injured.
Okay. That's my whole turn. I'm stationed.
All right. The gnolls have already gone. It's Darren's turn.
Darren. I would say normally Awaish has some advice for Darren on his turn as to what he should do. But if Darren tries to like push into Awaish's brain at the moment, it's just an incalculable, wordless rage. So there's no,
Darren has a spell slot.
Yes, he does. Go off.
I think he is going to cast Magic Missile at
Good,
the knoll that is between you and Vice.
Good.
Would you like to roll it, or should I roll it?
I can roll it. Let me see if I have a D4.
Yeah. Roll that damage.
Little ocean E die. It's got like sea foam. 1. 2 damage.
Okay. 2 times 3 is 6. So Darren, from where he's kind of hovering, you had him behind you.
Oh, I forgot that Magic Missile had 3 missiles. I was like, how is
actually,
it 6?
Do you want to roll?
Let me roll
2
them.
more.
Another 1. It might just be all 1s anyway. Yeah, it was all 1s, so 6 damage. Wow.
Oh, that's funny.
Appreciate you, Darren.
He is casting it with your intelligence modifier, I think.
Yes. I don't think Magic Missile is changed by an intelligence modifier.
I'm just trying to remember.
Yeah, it's always +1, no matter what.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, then 6 damage to this knoll from where he's flying. Some of his pages just kind of unfold and then shoot out like little paper airplanes towards this knoll, just kind of like harrying around its head. That is 6 points of damage to it, and he is going to move, kind of float over with his wings to Neve, and seems to be telling her to run. Neve has pulled out 2 short swords.
Yep, that's my student. That is my student.
All right, after Darren, it's my owlbear's turn. Owlbear.
Meanwhile, Kiara's just here
Owlbear.
making Maddie look bad.
Okay. The owlbear that the knoll had gotten off of, it is baned, but it kind of lopes over. The knoll is barking at it from where it's frightened. It's going to lope over to Awaish. Awaish, you still have shield up, right? It lasts until you're...
I do, yes.
Okay. So this owlbear looming over you, just kind of slowly with its beak. That is a 10 to hit.
It does not hit.
And claws, that is a 15.
Also does not hit.
Minus a d4. Just so.
Yeah.
Yes, they are definitely.
I have got
so neither-
Bane up just so I don't forget what it does.
Muscle.
Every time one of my guys is up, I'm like, excuse me, a d4.
Oh, actually, you know what? It is flanking with the other knoll, so I'll say that those 2 were for the first
Okay.
roll, and it would have been minus Bane, but I will roll with advantage minus a d4 on these next ones. It's a 1 and a 5.
1
A
and
crit
5.
fails.
Okay.
It's
The
so
owlbear
sneaky.
seems a bit uncomfortable moving closer to Barden's sword.
Interesting. So
Okay,
interesting.
that is that owlbear. The one across the shore is going to wade into the water and swim across towards Tazriel. And just kind of like kicking the drowning man as it swims through.
So inconsiderate.
You know, I think that drowning man
Did
is
the-
more appealing than Taz.
He did the equivalent of like just bitch slapping the drowning man, but with his foot. He
Yeah.
just
Now,
kick him
owlbears
when he's
are not
down.
super intelligent, but these guys are owned and controlled by the gnolls, so they have orders. Flanking on you with this gnoll, Taz, that is a 15 to hit.
Shield. Kidding. I don't have that. Yeah, that definitely hits.
Okay.
Let me take a level
And
wizard.
a 23.
Yes, Alex. That
Okay.
does hit me.
Taz, you first take from the beak 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then as it swings down at you with its claws, Where are my dice? Okay, that is 2 plus 5, 15 points of slashing damage with the claws.
Uncanny dodge on that one.
Okay. Have to 7.
7, yeah.
All right, those are the owlbear's turns. It is the drowning man turn. He has to make a death saving throw.
What?
He had cotton in his mouth.
Alex!
And he was shoved underwater.
We don't know that.
Does make
It's
sense.
whatever.
Yeah, it's definitely a tactic that was purposefully employed to try and distract you guys. It's not working, but he was bait. Okay,
That would require
That's
us to
fine.
have honor.
Yep.
Or to have the ones who have honor to be near.
Listen, Taz has honor, but he repeatedly says honor is worthless if you're dead.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
fuck this man.
here we go. Neve flanks with you, Awaish.
Oh my god.
And tries to hit. She hits. That is a 16. And stabs her short sword into the creature. These use the stats of daggers. That is 6 points of damage from one attack, and then with the offhand doesn't get the bonus, but still makes it at advantage with another 16 to hit, and another 5 points of damage. So 11 points in total to this gnoll.
Good job, Neve.
And she kind of sits back warily. She's slashing at its heels. You now got these. You're much smaller again than this like big towering creature, but you, Vice, and Neve have kind of surrounded it as it looms over you with the gigantic axe. That's Neve's go. She's not gonna move out of its range. The flaming tiger is not actually an NPC. It's back to the top of the order with you, Awaish.
Ooh. Oh. If Awaish was already upset at this gnoll getting close, because they are very familiar with combat, they're very familiar with like tactics and things. So they understood that this creature was going sequentially down the line of people to attack. And so if they were already upset about that, when Neve comes with no barrier of anyone between her, already there was static cling building up on their body, their hair just beginning to float out as like sparks began to fly at this anger at being their child being threatened. With absolutely no thought, they snarl and step back to here, taking an
Out of its
opportunity
range?
attack.
Okay. Because the owlbear is it has an ally within 5 feet, it has pack tactics, so it does make an attack on you with advantage.
Right.
It is baned, however, so that is going to be a 14.
That won't hit.
No.
Goes back to here and reaches out a hand. Now, I know that we have to see if it works. I am aware of this. Goes to cast lightning lore to draw this creature towards them. However, their rage is so acute at this moment that they accidentally cast something else. Something that Drock taught them while they were on the Guild Star. Something that they weren't even sure that they could do yet. And I would love to see if they could cast Lightning Bolt.
Okay. Will you give me an Arcana check, please?
Sure. That's not very good, but I have inspiration.
You can
I got a
reroll.
6 with an 8. That's like a 12. Or a 14.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. that's not better. I got a 14.
All right, and you're casting lightning bolt, the 3rd level spell, right, or the cantrip?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
I'm also willing for it
Okay.
to kind of go off with a what's the word?
A consequence.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm very willing, if that roll is not high enough, for it to have a glitch, I guess is the word I'm thinking of.
I'll say this. You bargain with me here. Are you willing to have the lightning bolt also hit an ally? It's a lot of damage. As long as it's not Neve.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I need Novel and Vice, the Knoll, and the Owlbear, and Darren to all make dexterity saving throws.
Oh no! Sorry, everyone.
1 second. I just need to double check. Do I get dexterity on a rage?
You get
Garden's
advantage.
kind of out of the line.
Yeah. Tight. Let's roll twice, baby. Oh, that was a 6.
Is everyone okay with this, by the way? With
Yeah,
potentially
fuck it.
getting
Go for it.
hit? Okay, cool.
that was
trying
a
to take a
20.
glitch. I'm
Dirty
trying to
20,
take a glitch
baby.
onto myself, but I want to make sure that
Nice.
it's okay with.
It kind of explodes out in less of a line and more of a cone from you.
Mhm.
All right, so that was a. Well, you roll the damage since Novel, you're going to take half. Vice gets a 19, which I'm assuming saves,
Okay,
so Vice
yeah, that
will also
passes.
take half. This Knoll, who is baned and takes minus d4 on a dex, gets a 12, which will fail, and the Owlbear, which is also baned, gets, let's see, that's a 18 plus 18 minus 2, that is a 16 for the Owlbear.
That will just pass. Meets it, beats it.
Okay. All right, so the only one that fully fails is the Knoll. And then
Who I was
Darren
trying to
also,
hit in the first place.
Darren also Darren gets a 14.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't know if it's gonna matter for Darren anyway, because Darren.
He'll just poof away.
Yeah, Darren. What's the word?
Discorporate?
He has so little health that even if he passed, he would get pooped by
Aw.
this. That's what I meant to say. Okay.
What's the damage?
Okay, it is 8d6 damage.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm a barbarian.
Yeah.
That is a
Very nice.
fireball, isn't it? Wait.
It's a lightning
Yeah.
bolt.
It's fireball, but in a line instead of an area of effect.
Love it.
A cone.
Except now it is an area effect.
Yeah.
Yes.
It won't
Just
be-
this
it
one.
won't be
Convenient
used
little,
this one.
hiccup
It
that
won't
Alex
be
failed to
later.
mention.
Okay. All right.
How much?
I'm doing math.
There we are.
Glad I
Putting on my special effects.
27.
Okay.
Is that halved?
No.
No.
Okay, tight.
So you take half of that.
13, 14?
14.
Yes.
14, okay.
That's the end of my 3rd level spells.
With a crashing sound of air dispersed and then slamming together, lightning crackles down your hands, down your wrists, and out, just bursting towards this gathered group of people. The Knoll is sizzled.
Mhm.
Like it's been literally struck by lightning, just kind of collapses and falls to the ground, steaming. The
Do we get
owlbear-
that cartoon effect of like seeing the skeleton as it gets zapped?
Yes. The owlbear, which is a pretty sturdy creature, took 14. It's just kind of caught by like an offshoot that smokes off of it, and it rears up and huffs out, takes 14 points of damage. Vice, who saved, also takes 14 points of damage. Hasn't been injured. And Barden, you took 14.
Yeah. I have an idea of how it got dispersed. Like, there's this moment of seeing the lightning and, like, the sword shakes in my hand and darts down to smash into the earth to put it through. So I still get the shock, but
Hell yeah.
like it just passes through rather than it hits me.
Yeah, grounding. That's cool.
That's good shit.
But also that wasn't novel. That wasn't Novel's idea.
I love that. And it's in terms of flavor, it's not like from my fingers. It's as if like all of Awaish like becomes lightning bolt, and then it just shoots out from them, and then afterwards they do stagger a little bit because that was not what they intended to cast. It's what I made them cast.
You?
Okay, that null has been knocked out.
Nullified?
Well, I would say, if you're okay with it, Sarah, I do think that null is definitely dead.
Yeah, I think if Kiara's thing on the boat killed someone, I'm okay with that killing a null. You know, it's
okay.
Fair.
After that pang of thunder crashing, Awaish, you already moved around and took the opportunity attack. So, Tazriel, it's your turn. You are between the owlbear and the null. If you want to move to flank with Matthias and Kiara, you might take an opportunity attack from the owlbear. But you also do have allies.
You can also bonus action disengage because you're a rogue, right?
I can, in fact. Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. So I am gonna bonus action disengage. I still need to flank, just to try and get my sneak attack because I have a disadvantage. So it's a straight roll at that point. Right? No.
Because you have disadvantage, you are unable to sneak attack this turn. Unfortunately,
do I have
rogues?
Is it still sneak attack if it's a flat roll because I'm flanking? Or I mean, it's still disadvantage.
It's like, basically even if you're able to like stack it up to be advantage, a rogue is unable to sneak attack if there is any factor that would cause them to have disadvantage on the roll.
Fucking rogues! I love my guy though. Okay. Then there's really. Man, what is he doing?
It's partially related to the way that these gnolls move so loosely and rapidly that they are. It seems just difficult to kind of get in an attack that would sneak on them. Those harrying attacks, to find the place that would cause more damage.
Oh man, he was just saying don't use abilities you don't get back. VJ was just saying that he's gonna do. Nice, he's gonna stay there and fight about it and take his disadvantage on his 2 rolls. All right.
Okay.
First set.
It'll be flat rolls, right? Because you are flanking still.
Are you moving to flank?
Yeah, he's gonna move to flank.
All right, that owlbear is not baked.
Yeah, not with not with he's not disengaged. He's not disengaging. Yeah.
Not disengaging. Okay.
No, he's just
that
moving.
Is a 17 to hit.
That definitely hits. Uncanny dodge.
All right.
So half.
That is 9 points of damage halved to 4.
Your boy's taking a beating. Okay.
And
Flanking.
yes, make a flat roll.
Man, I wish this had sneak attack. That's a natural 20 and a 16 plus stuff for the second attack, so he gets 2 attacks.
All right. The first, I'm going to tell you, the natural 20 is probably going to knock out one of these gnolls if you want to throw a dagger at the second one.
Yeah, then he'll do that. Okay, so he'll, let him, so the one right in front. Yeah, that's 20 points of damage to the first one with the natural 20.
20 points of damage with the natural 20. This gnoll had 8 points of health left. You are going to use psionic damage to reduce the creature to 0. meaning that you will have to make a fractured save.
Fair. Very fair. Do I make that right now, or do I make my attack? Can I do my other attack?
Do the second attack.
Second damage, yeah.
20 points of damage.
Oh, then let me re-roll that second one since I'm throwing that. Yeah, still hits with I rolled a 15.
Okay.
And that's just a straight roll at this one right here.
A flash of psionic energy around these two gnolls as you release the daggers.
I think the last thing, like, if it's killing it, that it hears in its head from this is, I don't know if it understands it, or I imagine that Taz's stuff is, like, in Infernal, but if it's in your head, it might be, like, more like you can get the gist of it. Yeah, it kind of translates, but you still get that vibes of it. Yeah, vibes. It's very much just...
Which gnolls would be all about.
You'll rot here, and things will eat your flesh. And the second attack is gonna be... This is rolling well. 11 points of psychic damage to this guy right here.
That is also enough to reduce that one to 0.
Did you just knock out 2?
I did just knock out 2.
Yes. Baby! Oh, that's so sexy.
And with that, Taz is going to... Okay, this thing's already taken a swipe at him. And so he's gonna... Each of these squares are 5 feet, right?
Yep.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Get right over here so that he can start dealing with these other guys. And then I'll make my save.
Okay, give me a Constitution saving throw. I believe it is. Is it? No, sorry, Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, it's Wisdom. Christ, please. That's a 10, Alex.
Okay, Tazrael, you fracture.
Love it.
No!
It's fine.
You just had
There's another kind of burst of psionic energy from you, and you immediately begin to beam your thoughts to anyone within a 20-foot radius of you.
10, 15. Hey, baby.
Anybody who's within 20 feet, it's very much just like he is. So novel. Not. Okay, I think it's just novel. I think it's just Barden. Very much like he's in fight or flight mode at this. He's in like fight mode and is very focused. So all you're kind of getting from him is very like strategic kind of. Okay, that's done with. Move here. Trying to calculate what's the next thing to do.
Okay, that is your turn, Tazrael. You are fractured. It is Vice's go, having she brushes some static sparks, just kind of shakes them off of her hands. Careful where you point those things, mage. And then moves to parry the owlbear with her rapier. First attack is a 15, which will hit, and 2 attacks from Vice. Those will definitely hit. She's going to expend another superiority dice. Those are 2, since she gets them back on a short rest, which is every night. The first one, she is going to, I think, do a commander strike towards Neve, to allow Neve to maybe throw a short sword. I think that would be nice. Okay, so that is D8 plus 4. Here we are. 7 plus 2, 11. And then another superiority dice. She hits on the second one as well, allowing a maneuvering attack. She's gonna shout towards Matthias, "A little help over here." And Matthias, you can move, if you would like to, up to half your speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
What kind of action do I use for that?
It does use your reaction.
Mm-hmm. There's still 2 threats over here. And he's not going to leave Kiara here alone.
You could move if you want to towards the other owlbear or the other gnoll. You don't have to move away.
Yeah. I can use half my movement. So that's... Let me do... Fucking... Oh, I'm locked. But I think I can move myself. 5, 10... Like 15? He'll move himself there.
Yeah, that's perfect. All right, you move to face off against those threats, and that is another total of 13 plus. It's a total of 17 points of damage from Vice on the owlbear, and she looks back towards Neve from where she has like kind of gotten under the arm of this thing as it's rearing up. No. And Neve throws a short sword, which misses.
Aww. She tried.
She tried though,
But
and I do
tried.
appreciate that. I'm much happier with her throwing short swords.
There's some distance on it.
We're gonna have Novel, and we're trying to finish up the round fast. So, Novel, what are you doing?
Okay. Sorry. Now I'm just like, oh, go fast.
No worries.
I think should take a second just to be like, leave if you don't want to die. Not in my accent. Leave if you don't want to die. She wants to give them a chance. It's not fair if she doesn't. What kind of hero could she be? What reaction do I get?
From the frightened gnoll, it seems to be backing away.
What about the owlbear?
It doesn't seem to understand you. It's just not smart enough, unfortunately.
This owlbear is going to hurt us, isn't it?
It also seems quite hungry.
Yeah, that's real. Probably this is the first time Novel has seen an owlbear, and is so excited to see it, and it's like, oh, it's going to kill me and my friends. That sucks. Cool. Also taking, if I can do a little bit of labor, taking a second to talk to the sword, just like, have you any tips?
Aim strong and true, sire.
Okay, that is kind of helpful. I'm going to attack with Titan's Wrath. I am going to.
All right.
I want to go for the throw. Quick.
Okay. Do you want to attack?
How
recklessly?
big is an owlbear?
Quite big. An owlbear is a.
I'm 6.
It is a large monstrosity, so it does take up. 4 squares. I would say bigger than the gnolls themselves, so probably about 13 feet tall.
Tight. Well, that's a big boy. Okay. Recklessly means I have advantage, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay. Let me roll. Oh, that's good because that was a 5. That was a 17. Oh, 17 and a 28.
Those will both hit.
Yeah. So those are my 2 attacks. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So I think what they're gonna do is, would they have learned something like this important? Like to try and defeat a bigger creature? Would they have ever tried to mimic it? If not, I think Barden's gonna be like, I've read this, and she's gonna run forward and try and skid underneath it because there's snow.
Slice at the belly. Nice.
Yeah, and just
if you want to roll the
she's
damage
gonna go
on the 2 of those.
Try and slice at the stomach. No, slice at the throat and then down the stomach. Sorry, I got really excited about that. That's gonna be double-handed. Ooh, that's 15.
Okay.
Plus a and a 16. Wait, do I get anything additional with Titan's Wrath? +2 to my attack.
You get the +2 to damage. If you rolled on D&D Beyond, it should have already added them. Since you are raging, it did add. Did you add the extra +2 from rage?
No. So that would be a 17 and an 18.
+4 is another 20 points of damage. Barden, you slice open the throat and stomach of the owlbear and skid out from under it as it collapses down on top of you.
I think she's still on the floor. I think she's prone because I just think that's very funny. And she's just like, did that work? Because she can't see.
You did over 34 points of damage to it in one turn with your sword as this monstrous beast collapses, just kind of steam issuing up from where the blood spills out onto the snow. That other knoll continues to back away. And Titan's Wrath is gleaming brightly, as if with pride.
Well, that works. Good to know.
Kiara, it is your turn.
Kiara is going to, as her bonus action, send El Tigre up towards the owlbear steed, and yeah, kind of from the back like that, and
Bonk.
that owlbear will have to make a saving throw.
That is a 16.
That does save, I believe. That was it was a dex save, yeah. So it was just but so it'll take half damage. So I will give you that in a second. That is going to be 4 fire damage.
Okay.
And then as her action, she's going to kitty punch. So 2
Amazing.
flaming kitty paws go out, boo boo, to hit the
These
owlbear.
2 creatures, the elemental and the owlbear, start just kind of almost like wrestling. The kitty is like kicking it with these flaming feet towards the stomach, and the owlbear with these giant feathery limbs just kind of clawing and scratching, trying to cut through it.
All right, let me roll my Eldritch Blast. That is a 19 to hit. And
Okay.
it takes 2d10.
That will hit.
2d10.
Slash.
As that is a 12 force damage.
Amazing. Another 12 force damage.
And then
which bursts on the back.
And then for her movement, Kiara is going to move just 10, 15, 20. I don't know. Yeah, basically just to here, because she does need to be within, like, how about here? Yeah, she needs to be within a certain distance of Matthias, so she wants to make sure she's always within 60 feet of it, but also far enough away from things that want to claw and bite at her. And that's Kiara's turn.
Okay. The Akrams are still frightened. Matthias, you are going to be, I think, our last turn before we wrap up.
Okay. Fuck. That guy's dying. Shit. I've been trying to decide what I was going to do with my turn this entire time, and I still haven't decided.
Did my
but,
nose take a turn?
I'm going to hit
Didn't
this
my nose
owlbear
take
with
a
my
turn?
sword. Hopefully.
Go ahead.
I think the gnolls aren't they, like, dead? That's why they didn't.
There's
they're
one over
supposed to go
here.
after Tazriel, but I'll have them go after Maddie.
There's one standing over here. So there's one that isn't dead.
Yeah.
At least.
Got it. I don't see it in the turn order. I guess that's why it got messed up.
Okay, I tried to hit this thing. I got a 17 on the die. So I'm
That
assuming
will
that
hit.
hits. My first attack. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 points of slashing damage on my first attack. How does it look? Alex?
Oh, sorry. On the owlbear, 13 points of slashing damage.
Yeah.
I was reading them. It is bloodied. It's just become bloodied. You aren't causing, like, it isn't, quote, very physically damaged, but it seems very distracted with the tiger and the strikes that you're making as it avoids it. So it seems like another 1 or 2 blows, you'll be able to find the spot that will take it down.
Okay. That was a 16 on the die.
That will hit.
Plus 8. I don't get my shit back. but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm gonna put another smite on this guy. Here we go. Good. That is 16 plus, so 16 points of slashing damage plus.
Okay.
10 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
So that's 26 total.
This owlbear, you find and strike it. Not a lethal blow, but as the radiant energy bursts from it, you can, for a split second, see the bones of its skull through its face, see the bones of its back, its spine running down, the claws, the arms, the sharpened beak, all almost highlighted in white, and there's this rumbling, stirring feeling within you. Like for a moment you can sense other creatures, other skeletons in the forest here, the natural life that surrounds you and what keeps them moving at their core. There are things buried underground here in the wastes. Things have died for hundreds of years. Plenty to pull from. And with only 4 health remaining on that owlbear, even though it is under the command obedience of the Gnoll, it seems quite frightened of you in this instance, just kind of rearing up to move away.
I'm gonna look to the other Gnoll that's standing there that I can see and say, get the fuck out of here. And then I'm gonna use my movement to run into the water.
Okay, give me a intimidation check with advantage.
Sure.
That paladin righteousness.
15.
It's just been watching this whole time. It didn't attack while its other companions did. It like bark shrieks, almost a command, and the owlbear kind of squishes its head in a little bit and the puffs go up, and the Gnoll begins to back away into the woods. That is the end of your turn, Matthias. I will say that the Gnolls didn't get a chance to go, so that one is going to take its turn now, calling for the owlbear, and moves to retreat. And with that, at the end of that initiative turn, after Matthias, the other owlbear is taken down. We are out of initiative. Our combat is over. And we're going to end our session there since we do have to run. We've gone a nice long session for this evening. But, sorry, distracted. Thank you so much for joining us. It is always a pleasure to have my incredible cast here with me and our lovely audience. We really, really appreciate your support. You can also go support us in other places on Total Party Kiss's Instagram, Twitter, as well as our YouTube. It really helps us out. You can find VODs of past Strange Hungers episodes, as well as other campaigns, long and short, that we've been running, including Tragedy of Theologian, our Greek mythology-themed D&D campaign. So yes, please go support us. It's at Total Party Kiss on all those platforms. Thank you to Soundtail for our music, making our fight scenes very dynamic and fun. And to One More Multiverse, which brought us this combat. They've got amazing maps, tons of cool assets. They're always doing cool releases. So please go check them out. And I think if anyone else wants to promote anything else they have going on.
I didn't want to promote, but, well, actually, I do want to promote one thing. First, I did want to say that we will not be airing next week because I'm getting married. So we'll be out next weekend. But the weekend after that, we'll be back, I think. But also, I will be doing a panel directly after game with Take This, and it's all about mental health in gaming, and specifically from the perspective of South Asian and Southeast Asian folks. So you'll see that is also on my Twitter. But otherwise, I will be seeing you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I have a thing. Hey y'all, I'm VJ. I run games professionally. If anybody is interested in playing, I have 2 games open right now on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. EST. which is the Curse of Strahd / She is the Ancient meets Spelljammer campaign. It's recently started, so you're not missing anything. And then on Fridays, we're running Rise of Vecna, which we're about to end and have a climactic fight against Kaz, the Vampire Lieutenant, and then trying a new system if anybody would like to join, and that is at 6 p.m. EST on Fridays.
Is that Curse of Strahd in space?
Yes, it is. It is Curse of Strahd in space.
Oh my
It's
god,
at
VJ.
and
It's
you do
awesome.
start playing, right? You run your game on Start Playing.
Yes,
Hell
yeah. I'm VJ's Creations over on Start Playing. You can type that into DM and find me.
Is it in your link tree? Because the link tree is
Think
linked
so.
in the Twitch.
Yes, it is. It is also in my link tree, so you can just find it there. And yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Not an
I-
announcement, but
Please.
I just want to say it is our amazing DM's birthday soon. So happy birthday to our boy!
Yay!
Yes.
Thank you.
Just that we
Yeah,
can
it's my
play on the
birthday
day,
on
but
Monday.
yes.
Great. The final thing I want to say is that you can also find me on Happy Jacks RPG on Sunday. I will be, I think it's around 5 p.m. Pacific time or 8 p.m. EST on the Happy Jacks RPG Twitch channel. With that, I think we are all good. So once again, thank you so much for joining. I do think Starlight Tales is live if you want to hit them with the range.
Let's do it.
Oh,
Thank
Rain,
you
tell
for
them where we
watching,
came
everybody.
from.
Nice. See y'all in 2 weeks.
Fighting.
Bye.
Bye.
Fucking
Bye.
see ya.